Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 218 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. This is the mic check. I am your co-host, Reggie. I got a nap today, as y'all can see and hear with my volume. How you feeling today, brother?
I did not get a nap today. I took my mother to the DMV, and it was an adventure.
That's why. Explains a lot. It explains. I looked at the list at like 7:05. I was like, are we potting? Ain't no list.
By the grace of God himself. That is the only reason I'm here. I am a whooped ass, but there's things that have to be done, and we gonna do them.
Who are you?
Y'all know who the hell I am. I'm Norwood. This is the mic check. I'm cooling right now. This definitely be a part I will be easing into. We'll take our time. We'll go on a journey. We'll have some fun.
Boom, 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 boom,
and I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Y'all know this is kind of a weird space. This is that weird week for Super Bowl where nobody has really done anything, but people get hired, and somehow people get fired. Basketball
it's Black History Month, and I'm going history the month when we talk about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Basketball, but the NBA though, trade deadline. We'll get to that, but that's what really is the.
It ain't nothing to talk about there either. Everybody is holding and folding. It's a weird time in sports. Y'all know what it is. It's the beginning of the year. Same thing in music. Same thing at y'all job. Y'all don't be ain't nobody started working yet. They just be going to work looking like work. But you're not doing anything while you're there. Let's be real here.
I cannot co-sign that, as I just led a department meeting with the commissioner. So
Black power.
But y'all know what it is when it comes to Monday Night Raw, the live stream, man. If y'all are here with us, make sure you leave your comments in the chat. Let us know where you're from. We are live on Twitch and YouTube. If you are listening to the playback, this is the mic check, the episode before the episode, where we talk about basketball, which will soon flip-flop after next week. We'll be talking about football in the mic check, and then we'll talk about basketball.
My football at all the way is looking.
We'll talk about basketball for real, and then of course we'll probably take a break. Y'all know what it is, and it's my season, NBA NFL draft season. But with that being said, brother, let's start off with, I guess we're gonna start off with Hawks talk first.
Yeah, let's get right into it. Before I hit it, I'm gonna let y'all know I'm a little sad. We unfortunately traded scholarship boy himself. 1/3 of the KKK, Vic Krejci, has now been traded to the Portland Trail Blazers for Dupe Reith and 2 future second-round picks.
Do-up. Shooby-doo.
This is interesting. Reith, had he been healthy, this would be way more of an interesting trade. And honestly, had he been healthy, I don't think that they would have traded him. No. But he has a microfracture in his foot. He is out for the season. The salaries are pretty close. I think it's a couple thousand off, so it's not really any financial savings here. From what I heard, they believe that this is probably the ceiling for what they've thought that they could get for Vic Krejci. And they sold. Now, I will say I want to contextualize this. Vic Krejci is the last regime's guy. He is not an Ansi Saleh guy. I still think that he was a good connecting basketball player. With the second apron, you're going to have to find guys who are going to be at the end of the bench who can contribute. And I'm not going to say Vic won us any games, but he definitely kept us in games. And
Clippers, when he hit 8 threes.
Fair enough. But overall, I just thought that he was a positive person to the bench. I thought he was a positive contract. With that being said, the other 2 Ks have kind of blossomed in Kispert and Kennard. But I'm going to leave the new regime an opportunity to do something with these second-round picks. Historically, second-round picks never make it onto the floor in Atlanta. We are still waiting on Nikola Jurisic to actually play. So if you traded a guy who was a human who did play for two guys or for two futures, because it's a 27 and I think a 30 second rounder, you either better draft those guys and they better play, or you better use them in a trade as a sweetener. But I want to see something actually do that. And overall, he was on a great contract. I'm okay with this trade, but I'm not happy about it. What about you?
A few things. I mean, I'm not sad that we can no longer say KKK, but um
KK.
Veet was a really, really good locker room guy, but there's a reason that he was on the contract that he was on, right? I think when you look at it, as you always like to say, when you look at it as assets versus liabilities, this was about the best that you were gonna get for Veet. You weren't gonna. I mean, I'm sure if somebody would have offered a first round draft pick, you would have said something.
Oh yeah,
But
absolutely.
you weren't gonna get much more for Veet. And to me, Veet is pretty much maxed out on who he is as a player. He's not the greatest defensive player. Listening to Brad Rowland, shout out to him. But Veet is also 6'8", so you liked his height. He could get in the way. But when you brought Ricochet back, when Kispert started finding his rhythm, and you brought in CJ McCollum, which then allowed Luke Kennard to be off the ball more, and now he's back to shooting 50% from three, and he got a little bit of a mid-range floater or whatever that is. He got a little TJ McConnell in him. So there was just really no space for Veet. And
my thing is what we're gonna do at the space. Reed ain't gonna play, and
Duop Reith is one, he's expiring. That's why the money matches, because Veet was non-guaranteed. But
you could have just cut V if you wanted to do that.
Well, the Blazers also wanted shooting. So from what I've understood, the Blazers approached the Hawks. The Hawks did not approach the Blazers.
Yeah, I mean,
so you end up, and then you also, when you're gonna cut Reith, because you're probably gonna keep N'Faly Dante because he's out for the season, you now have a roster spot, which tells me that this is the first of another move. What that other move is, I do not know. I've heard rumblings. Of course, like you said, Clutch Points is trying to push AD onto the Hawks. Doesn't seem like that's going to happen, but I hope it. I'm not going to hold my breath. I just hope it doesn't. Giannis does not. Milwaukee wants the world for Giannis, and we're not willing to give up the world or that pick. And honestly,
I'm not even in love with wanting Giannis at 31 years old and the potential to.
Right. He has the injury history now, which is the scary injury history of the calf strain, but also the fit with Giannis and Jalen. They almost do the same thing, except for Giannis is just way better defensively because he's a 6'11" power guy. But offensively, you're taking the ball out of Jalen's hands more for a guy that can't shoot. So to me, I don't know if the regime likes the fact or really sees how they fit. And it doesn't seem like they're really committed to going after really old dudes. So, and I would say old dudes. I know Giannis is only 31, but still, the way he plays.
In dog years, Giannis is like 35, 40. He's not going to be a guy who you're going to develop and be like, all right, well, he can be Al Horford and shoot threes. No, he can't.
No, he's going to have to be. The best thing he can do is get a post game, which he hasn't done yet. No, this is not a knock on Giannis. I'm really just talking about with the fit for the Hawks. Now
that we got rid of one of the K's, I thought it would just made more sense to go right to Luke Kennard is now having the greatest shooting season in NBA history. For a long time, me and Reggie wanted Luke to go. Hey, trade him, go, trade, go. Now he's shooting 54% from field goal, 50, you might as well say 49% from three, and 94% from the free throw line. Him moving into the proper role has done wonders for his life and for the Atlanta Hawks as far as his production. He is not a ball handler. This is kind of very similar to the way that I look at Lonzo Ball in the Cavs. If you have him in the right role, I think he can be successful. If you put him in the wrong role, he will surely be terrible. And Luke was terrible. He was good and terrible. He was so terrible that Veet was playing instead of Luke, and Luke is getting paid
Outplayed.
nine million more dollars on a guaranteed contract. I'm happy to see Luke flourish in this role. This is what we thought we were buying. I also think that when Luke saw Trey get traded, it might have said, "Hey, these people ain't playing, and if I don't get my things in order, the trade deadline, just like Draymond said, hey man, you gotta wait for the trade deadline to be over to know you if you're gonna be staying here or going. You are a tradable contract who is underperforming. You can say maybe not.
He's still not necessarily safe because his contract is expiring. And that's what all teams covet right now because they get closer to the deadline. But
he's marked himself as unsafe again by playing this well too. If you're a real contender, you might throw something at the
first
Hawks
round
and say,
pick for an expiring, and I'd be like, yes. So, but you said you hit the nail on the head right there with saying, and it's something that I had been saying the whole time. I was like, dude, y'all got to do something at guard. And even though we brought in CJ, I'll count that as a half a move because CJ, while he is getting more acclimated and he is still a bucket boy, he's still in the role of facilitating off the bench, which I'm not necessarily high on, especially either him nor Nickeil Alexander-Walker. But what that does do is free up Luke Kennard to run the baseline, to set the back screen and then float to the elbow. And even when he gets the defense in a scramble mode when we swing the ball, he's now getting into the lane and has this little, again, TJ McConnell shot from inside the paint. It's like almost like a floater, but it's a shot. And he's hitting it at like 40% from the inside the three. So putting him in the correct role has really opened up a lot. And now you're starting to see everybody was talking about CJ McCollum taking away Jalen Johnson's usage, and he's not doing that. Now that you see the rotation get a little bit better, Jalen's right back to triple-double, triple-double, triple-double. Double-double, double-double, triple-double.
Yeah, it's going to be chemistry. We're going to figure this out, and we're going to have to figure this out again. And we have to figure it out again. We have to figure it out again when Kristaps shows up. I think that's the other part. They feel like Kristaps is going to get closer. And I'm just not my opinion. I want to give y'all information. When I give y'all my opinion, y'all will know it's my opinion. But I feel like they think Kristaps is coming back. And then once Kristaps comes back and prayerfully Okongwu comes back, then they were going to have to make a decision of who's not going to play. Veet's going to be the guy who wasn't going to play.
Well, yeah, which is why. Veet's not going to play because Ricochet came back. That was where there was nowhere for him to play once Ricochet came back.
Well, I mean, you could, he don't mind the 3-guard lineup. That's the part. And if for any reason, if one of these guys didn't have it, he'll go to Veet for offense. So, overall, I get it. As we kind of get healthier, there were going to be less spaces for people to play. I'm kind of trying to talk myself into this. If he's not going to play, then yes, give me 2 second-rounders. And I think that Quinn basically, and between him and Ansi, said, hey, man, he's the last guy out. If we're remotely healthy, he's not going to play. Well, if he's not going to play, then
he had 3 DNPs the last 2 DNPs the last
now,
3 games, and he only played.
I would like to see Ray J. Dennis be with the varsity a little bit more. I don't, because shit happens, as we're going to talk about in this Boston game where Onyeka Okongwu's face got broken. You need these other people who are capable to play in a pinch. And I have DM'd Reggie every week about Ray J. Dennis and these crazy numbers that he puts up in the G League, but I've never seen him play on the varsity either.
Not when games
And
matter. No.
yeah, so Veet was a guy who was a varsity player. He might have been at the end of the roster, but he was a varsity player. And, adding another guy for any reason, if any of these people get hurt, is a risk that's involved because you just never seen them play on the big stage.
Yeah, yeah. So, we'll keep y'all updated with the trade deadline for the Hawks. Of course, I've heard Nick Richards. I've heard so many other names, but there's too many. There's too many rumors to really have an in-depth conversation about it.
And ain't nobody moving enough.
Next
Everybody
Monday will
playing it
be
safe.
everything will be done. So
Yep.
either we'll have a lot to talk about or we won't. All right, let's get to these games.
All right. First game up. This was the fourth game in the winning streak. The Atlanta Hawks beat the Boston Celtics 117-106. This was a fantastic egalitarian basketball game. I looked up at one point and 6 players on the team all had 13 points at the same time. I was like, I don't know who you're supposed to guard. You just, I guess, assume guard everybody. We had 6 players in double figures. Corey Kispert, 13 points. Onyeka Okongwu, 17 points, 6 rebounds. Unfortunately, we did lose him to a Jaylen Brown flagrant foul that knocked out, we believe, somewhere to be 3 or 4 teeth. I feel bad for the kid. That is one of the most gruesome things I've seen on the basketball court. At one point, he's walking. Since they had to replay, they not only did they have to shoot the free throws, but they wanted to see if it was a flagrant 1 or flagrant 2. It ended up being a flagrant 1 because I think it was accidental, but it was clearly a dangerous play. But it took so long that he ended up coming back and shooting the free throws, which I don't know what they had him shoot the free throws for. Like he was going to come back in the game at any point. But when you see him first exiting, I'm sure y'all have already seen it on Instagram, whatever they call that other app. But you can see Jalen Johnson being like, damn. See it, or if you have a weak stomach like me, don't see it. It is not good to look at, but we are definitely giving him thoughts and prayers. He will be out Tuesday.
Yeah. I knew it was bad when he immediately went to the locker room. He didn't, as soon as he got hit, he got up and was like, hey, he looked at his hand and was like, and then he said, well, he ain't say, the doctor said he kind of felt around his cheek and the teeth weren't where they're supposed to be. And he went straight to the locker room. And once that happened, I was like, whew, that's bad. And then when he came back, and it's still Jalen, of course, is like, oh man, he flopping. And then when he saw him, he was like, my bad. And then he had to come back out and shoot the free throws. The rule is if you don't shoot the free throws, you can't come back in the game. So maybe Okongwu didn't think that, maybe he thought that he was going to come back in the game. I don't know, but he came and shot the free throws. But
he's a soldier for that. And yeah, I mean, Jaylen Brown also has had some bad shots for himself where he had to wear masks. I don't think it was that. It was just an unfortunate thing. Jalen Johnson, 19 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 turnovers. Fantastic game. 12 defensive rebounds. For y'all who don't know, he leads the NBA in defensive rebounds. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 21 points. Dyson Daniels, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists. He is slowly turning into a point guard. I had to argue my brother down about, hey, Dyson Daniels is probably going to be the Atlanta Hawks point guard going forward unless you can really find an upgrade. And then we had CJ McCollum off the bench, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal. We beat them. We beat them handily. They took it personal the way that they shot our faces off last time. Sam Hauser was going for a record, and I think Nickeil Alexander-Walker actually, or Dyson said that after a game, they took that personal. They didn't like it. Hey, man, you can beat us, but don't be trying to chump us off. So they kind of came in with the impression to beat them. I have said I think that the Boston Celtics play really good basketball because Joe Mazzulla's a really good coach and Jaylen Brown's really good. But if you look at this roster, there's not, it's nothing to be in love with either. They win because they play team basketball, not because they have one singular world beater, and that is Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, they did. They were also missing all of their centers. So
Cater, yes, Cater was out.
Once the finally Quinn decided, okay, I'm just gonna play everybody tall. I'm gonna play Mogay 19 minutes. I'm gonna play Okongwu. He played Koloko 13. All that small ball stuff went out the window when we played them. And even though the stats weren't crazy, I think Koloko didn't. He only took one shot. He just big.
Go all the way to the end. Koloko plus minus plus 14. CJ McCollum plus 12. I don't want to beat the dead horse, and I hate to be, I told y'all so. Koloko is just a good adult basketball player. If you want your team to be good in the future, they're going to have to consistently find these type of guys. That second apron, which you can see already when we talk about some of these trades and what people are doing, people are about to start divesting from the big three. You better find you two good players and try to build out a team from there. And you got to hope that the two that you have are positive or at least even contracts. Because some of these contracts with these big threes, even if the player is good, the negative contract is going to make it almost impossible for you to build out the bench. And I think right now that's where the Hawks, between their flexibility, see Saleh's favorite word, optionality, and the ability to play a bunch of guys on any night, this is the best iteration of the Hawks. Now, I just wish we could get some health. That would be great.
I still think back at point guard. Quick note: Nickeil Alexander-Walker hit another left-handed 3-point shot and left his hand up. He started to perfect that. I wonder if he's left-handed and then shoots right, and that's just something that he can do because this is the second time he's done it.
I'm left-handed. I shoot right. Yeah. But I'm not Nickeil Alexander-Walker by any stretch of the imagination either. We just wanted to clarify, just in case y'all got confused. I know that they got all types of things going on in the internet now. AI, not in fact Nickeil. But this was a good win that we needed. This is our fourth win in a row. I was happy about this. It was a team that I think that we were better than, and we beat them. That's what I asked for more than anything.
And you also talked about Okongwu. Jalen Johnson left the game at the end of the game with a calf strain. That's going to play. That'll take us right to the Rockets game where he did not play in the back-to-back against the Rockets.
I don't think he was going to play in that back-to-back anyway.
That was the reason they gave, and I did see it when I think I texted you. I said, "Hey, I think Jalen just hurt himself."
Yeah, but they believe they went back there because him and Onyeka Okongwu were best friends. He went back there to check on his boy. But once Okongwu went out of the game, I would have sat Jalen 2 against the Rockets, who are a better team. Now, funny story. We are moving on to the Houston Rockets Atlanta Hawks game. They beat us 104-86. Now, this is the thing. We played good for exactly one half. And that's one half more than I expected us to play. No Jalen Johnson, no Onyeka Okongwu, no Kristaps Porzingis, and no Ricochet. Ain't no chance. That's all of the front court. It's everybody that matters. And yet and still, we were down exactly 1 point going in the half. Reggie was texting me. He was like, "Man, this is a rock fight." And I said, "Yeah, but we both rock fighting together."
It was ugly basketball, man. That first half.
Once I don't have Ricochet, I don't have KP, I don't have Okongwu, and I don't have Jalen Johnson. Like, we are a team that is front-loaded, top-loaded. Our front court really is a lot of the reason that we play as well as we do. And you take out our 4 best front court players, we toast.
Yeah, Sengun feasted on us, man. We played well the first half. And then it's like KD just bide his time. and he was 12 of 22. He scored 16 in the third quarter, and that pretty much was like
He knew he was
between him
doing
and
the
Sangoon.
whole game. He knew
Well,
exactly what
actually,
he was
I'm
doing.
sorry, Sangoon didn't do crap. He had a
Mm.
good first quarter, and then he didn't do nothing. Shout out to Big Mo. Big Mo came in there. Sangoon was ready to fight. So was KD. They were about ready to fight Big Mo.
Okay, now I will say that, and I've also seen he's a new guy that people ready to poach. I saw the Phoenix Suns in love with Mo
Nick
Gay,
Richards.
and I understand why, because like I tell y'all every week, he's a fire extinguisher. Whoever is hot, he put him out of there. But I think Kevin Durant slow played us. He's old man. He know what to do. I'm going to coast in this first half, and then I know that they don't have anything to stop me once I really start playing basketball. So I'll play exactly a half and murder you. And that's exactly what he did. 31 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. He did have 3 turnovers. Jabari Smith played a pretty solid game, 14 and 8. Josh Okogie, 10 and 10. You're never getting that with any of our real front court there. And Amen Thompson is like a
bigger Dyson Daniels.
I'm not sure who's better in that. That is yet to be determined. But I do know that Amen Thompson is going to be paid substantially more.
I think I was like, bro, their defense is really good. Just the perimeter defense, and they're always there. Josh Okogie is never going to get 10 rebounds. You're right. But the fact that he's built like a linebacker, there's no getting around him. And it's like between him, Amen, and then they put KD at the 4 who got old man strength. Like it was like, and then Sangoon, we couldn't do anything against. And then they brought in Tari Eason and Jabari. I was like, bro, we can't get the ball past half court.
We don't have any of our bodies, and they have the full collection of bigs and little less than bigs over there, the Tari Easons of the world. Also, shout out and thoughts and prayers to Steven Adams, who had season-ending foot surgery. We talked about that Clint Capella pickup and them being greedy and just being spiteful to make sure that the Lakers aren't successful. And sure enough, here Clint goes. He basically been able to coast for the first half of the season, and now he'll get to come back after All-Star. And I just play enough basketball, and we still know he's a good enough basketball player. So Kispert had 17 points.
He scored 30 points in a quarter. I don't think the Rockets.
Who us?
The Rockets.
Third quarter, 35 points.
Okay, so that means in the other 3 quarters.
Yeah. Let me be very clear. They beat us for 1 quarter by 11, and then they kind of and we conceded the last at the end of the game.
Yeah,
but this is considering what we had going on. This is a valiant effort. Corey Kispert 17 points, Nikhil 20 points, CJ 23 points. Everybody else just doing stuff outside. I don't hate it. This is a back-to-back 2 against a team that's just better than us. There is no reason. Pace yourself. I don't like that Nikhil played 35 minutes. I don't like that CJ played 31 minutes.
Who else we go play?
Play Keaton. Play Keaton. Yeah, man. My thing is, if we're going to lose, rest these older guys. And if we're going to lose, develop the guys. Bring up them. Play Ray J. I don't like losing and not developing. But this is a game that, especially on the heels of a back-to-back with travel, because we were in Boston. We came back to Atlanta. This is going to be a scheduled loss anyway, and then a couple of injuries. That takes us right on out of there. Moving right on.
This was frustrating. Not going to lie to you.
Why was it? Okay, the Pacers beat us 124-129. Before I get into my deep dive, I do want to know why Reggie's frustrated about this.
Your computer. I was frustrated because the officials won. The Pacers were essentially playing football, and for the most part, we just couldn't get over the hump. Like they didn't really do anything to beat us. Like Jalen had a good game. Once we get into the deep dive, he played pretty well, once he got going, but he started out so slow. And the Pacers took this personally from what we did to them. But I was just really, really frustrated to watch because of the officials. The Pacers got every call and we got none. And
We were
they
playing
they
two
were
different
running
games.
us over.
We
I
were
was like,
playing
come on, man.
two completely different games. I will 1000% give you that. It was kind of difficult to watch. I'm also getting to a point where I would like to see Quinn be a little bit more vocal. Like, that this is a relatively inexperienced team with limited respect. Once we lost Trey, there's nobody that people I think that these referees really respect. And on the other part about this is there's like nobody nationally that anybody says, hey, you can't do that to. And this team is young. So yeah, Quinn, I need you to be more vocal when we're just getting dogged. I don't care about physicality. I wish it would be more balanced because I don't like that we can't touch anybody, but every time that we come down there, we get pushed down and nobody says anything. But Jalen, 33 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. Now I'm going to do just like I did with Trey. There's no 29 shots. 29 shots for 33 points. It's a lot of shooting. But the 11 rebounds, 10 assists, 3 steals, job well done. Muhammad Gay, 32 minutes, 15 points, 4 rebounds. You got to rebound better. You have to.
We got killed on the rebounds and the defensive rebounds. I think they beat us 40-20, 40 to, let me see, 40-29 in defensive rebounds.
Risa Shea, 7 points in 22 minutes. I'm sure he's on a minutes restriction because of the knee. He was +9. Nikhil, 21 points on 17 shots. Once again, 17 shots, get 21 points. A lot of work, brother. And then Dyson Daniels, 8 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals. I need some more. On nights like this, I guess we didn't need any more offensive production. You did the right thing. Corey Kispert had 11 points. CJ McCollum had 18 points. Luke had 11 points. We needed more defense. We needed more stops. And we needed to not have to play against the Pacers and the referees. That's a tough combination to beat.
Yeah. Turnovers were pretty much the same. It seemed like live ball turnovers and free throws. We lost this game because we missed 7 free throws. That was supposed to be a 3-point shooting team is unacceptable. And I think your worst free throw shooter was out. He didn't even play. So that was unacceptable. And even though we didn't have many turnovers, every turnover was a live ball turnover. And Jalen, as much as I like Jalen, and I think he's the cornerstone, he has got to get his defensive awareness better. I don't care that you putting up triple-double. I know that's a lot on you. It's fine, whatever. I'm not gonna say that. Defensive awareness is just looking at your man and guarding the back cut. It's not really exerting a whole lot of effort. They killed him on the back cut over and over and over again. And I was like, dude, at some point, you're going to have to do something to be able to pay attention. And then the live ball turnovers was TJ, and it was stupid turnovers. Like TJ McConnell, you see him right, you know what he does, and he's standing right there, and you just throw it.
And that's kind of the tough part is Rick Carlisle is a really good coach. And even though this team's not at 100%, this is a good team of basketball players because they're familiar with each other. So, and they're just missing their guy. Mm-hmm. You're going to be able to plug and play Tyrese Halliburton into this and whatever big that they find, plus Jay Huff, and they're going to be right back to who they were last year quickly. They are a team they're a system team. And they're not going to not play their system. That's the reason they scored 129 points. It's tough when you lose a game when you have 10 turnovers, the other team has 23 turnovers, and you shoot 39% from 3. They just have to shoot 47% from 3. Oh. That is something that Quinn is going to have to figure out and maintain is we cannot let everybody shoot just from 3 and just torch us. That is
Part of that,
Every
Nimhart came out there. Nimhart, remember we shut him down last time we played him. He came out there. He scored like 20 points in the first half. He went crazy. He was like 6 for
right.
6.
But we have too many teams just torching us from three. We just got bombed out by the Celtics last week. So, or 2 weeks ago, excuse me. So it is, I think, to a certain degree, some of the defense that Quinn has. He gonna have to figure that out. That ain't my job.
Oh, wait,
I
last point for me why I got frustrated. We have got to either we need to hold some practices to where we learn how to run a fast break, or we need to sign a corner. We need to sign a point guard, a backup point guard. We had so many turnovers. We had, I think I counted 3 times. We either had 3-on-1, 2-on-1, or 3-on-1 fast breaks, and we turned the ball over or missed the layup every single time.
we don't turn the ball enough over for them to to prioritize that. And I mean, the other part is you got two guys who are learning how to be like future facing facilitators in Dyson and Jalen Johnson. That's just going to be some of the growing pains. But we gave up 10 steals. I mean, 10 turnovers. You can't really ask for anything less than that. So in the last 3 games, we won 1, lost 2. I will say there are a couple things that if you're a Hawks fan or you're a basketball fan, you should pay attention to. First thing you should know, Charlotte Hornets are playing out of their fucking mind. I think they're 11-1 in their last 12 games. They're hot on our heels. I know we're happy and it looks like the Bucks are kind of done or whatever it is, but you have to be focused on the Charlotte Hornets because they could potentially, they're playing better basketball than us. Just no other way to put it. On top of that, you couple that with we're going to have a very rough 2 weeks of basketball. We play the Heat tomorrow, who's a good team, who has our number a lot of the time. Utah Jazz, they're a talented team. They're just trying to figure it out, but they're talented at every level. Then we play the Hornets, who are playing out of their minds. We're playing Minnesota, who is an extremely talented team. We get Charlotte again, and then we get the Sixers, and then we get Miami. That takes us basically, that's everything through February 20th. This is a rough slate of basketball games. I did not expect this to look like this. We need to be healthy yesterday. Harsh reality.
Yeah, and we play Ant. We beat Ant at home, so now we got to go to Minnesota and play them. And of course, the trade deadline, you don't know what they're gonna do because they're in the Giannis sweepstakes too. And if that somehow materializes, I
No,
skip
if that
lost,
material,
lost the
no,
prayers.
I 1000% disagree. Giannis is hurt. He is out. He is not playing. If they trade for Giannis, no Julius, no Dante DiVincenzo, they're going to be at a deficit if they trade for Giannis. That's one of the biggest things that I say about any team that trades for Giannis. You're probably going to need at least 3 weeks to be able to play basketball and not have whatever you had and not have Giannis.
We will see. We will see. But that's a rough stretch of basketball. But I think again, I went like this because of Porzingis, because I don't know. He's essentially to me a 10-day contract for once a month, if that. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. But
It should be interesting what they do between now and Thursday at that center position specifically. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think they prioritize the point guard at all. I think that if they go anything else, it'll be a wing because without Ricochet and his knee, that gives us 1.5 wings between him and Kisper. I think that another wing addition would be smart. It would be a very good insurance policy. And if we could get a wing, hopefully somebody bigger, so we could not always have to go 3-guard lineup. And then also just another insurance big. Okongwu is going to be out. I don't know how long with the dental fracture. I don't even know they ain't really giving us a timeline or anything of really what happened other than he came back to Atlanta and had 3 hours of surgery. Number one, 3 hours of surgery is a long fucking time. So I don't know what the ETA of his arrival is. KP is moved up to questionable. And I mean, I like Koloko and Moge, but that these are not starter level guys, and we're about to play Kyle Ware, Nurkic, who's had 3 triple doubles back to back, first person in Utah Jazz history to do it. Charlotte Hornets, who are shooting the cover off the ball. Rudy Gobert, Charlotte Hornets shooting the cover off the ball. Surprise, surprise! Shout out to Kev, Joel Embiid, world beater apparently. And then we got Kyle Ware again. So yeah, we need bigs, we need help, we need health, we need thoughts and prayers. Give us everything that you got and a little bit more. But we do have good news. Jalen Johnson, Atlanta Hawks All-Star. Well deserved. I wish we had started playing him earlier. I am happy that people have figured out that this guy's a really good basketball player. And congratulations,
Steal
man.
of the draft. Got him at 22.
Steal of the draft and the steal of a contract. He is literally the gift that keeps on giving.
For now.
And he's just a damn good basketball player. I didn't think that this jump shot was going to come on the way that it does, but he can shoot that. He likes that turnaround. If the person's smaller than him, and he'll just shoot the above the break 3, no questions asked, confidently. What you think about this?
Yeah, confidence is the big name for him. I think he's gotten to the point now where the confidence supersedes the performance. So when he's down, like if he misses 2 or 3 threes, kind of like Nickeil Alexander-Walker or TJ McCollum, he's still gonna shoot that. And then once he go in once or twice, now he's a 3-level scorer for the night, and now you in trouble.
Quinn is pushing those guys to just shoot it. Just shoot the damn ball.
Fade away I'm so happy that he does that in the lane and he doesn't do it outside the lane because he's bigger than you. And he's getting better at, I don't know if y'all have paid attention, he doesn't leave his feet as much in the paint anymore. And he's starting to get that kind of like 90s Knicks, 90s power forward ruggedness to where I'm going to go in there, I'm going to get, because like you said, he leads the league in defensive rebounds, but now instead of passing it out, he's just going back up. Either you're going to foul me, I'm going to lay it up, or I'm going to dunk on you. There's nothing else you can do.
The move that he has that I really like is when he's on the fast break, he gets the first foot and the second foot in the paint. And if you're his size or smaller, he just hits you with the chicken wing. And every time they float out of the way, and he has a really good ability to just stop himself.
Oh yeah.
Once he hits you,
everybody does it.
Yeah. Once he hits you with this, and then he rises up, and then it's like, I'm going to take my time in order to shoot this shot where I know it can go in. I'm not in a rush anymore. You too little. You going that way. They probably called a foul on you because we're in the restricted area, and now I can kind of rise up, shoot the shot, or basically lay it up. But it's a high percentage layup versus people who, and I understand Nickeil Alexander-Walker is a lot smaller. So he kind of runs in, he does the same thing, and then he just throws it up and puts some English on it. And he's just good at that. But I feel like that shot is just so much more risk versus Jalen, who's like, oh, move out of the way. Now let me shoot my shot. And one. Thank you.
The next thing I would challenge Jalen, because at this point, if he keeps on this trajectory for the year, he's going to be all NBA. He's going to be one of the all NBAs, 1, 2, or 3. Is it 2 or 3 of them?
3.
He's going to be one of the all NBAs. I challenge him, and I'm confident in challenging him and Okongwu. This time we challenge Okongwu to get a shot. He told you I'm going to come back with a shot. Now Okongwu is one of the better shooting 4 or 5s in the league from a big man standpoint. Jalen, I challenge you to try to make an all defensive team. I challenge you to try to make an all defensive team. It doesn't have to be this year. It's not going to be this year. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
necessarily be next year. But I need to see the incremental growth in defense that I saw on offense. Maybe I say incremental because the offensive growth wasn't incremental. You went from here to here to here. But for defense, I just need you to be a little bit more aware and kind of more. He's a team leader in every aspect except for defense, which is Dyson Daniel. But if there were anything that I could say, and that's nitpicking when you're second in the league in triple doubles behind the best player in the league right now, and you lead the league in double doubles, and you lead the league in defensive rebounds. That's nitpicking. So I'm just happy that he became an all-star and he wasn't snubbed like some of the other players.
Oh yeah, they would have had to riot in Atlanta if he didn't make the All-Star, especially after trading like him taking the team. If they didn't give him this All-Star, it would not have been good. It would not have been good. Now for me, I don't need you to be an all NBA defensive player. I think that I would rather you be a serviceable, like where John Collins kind of took that step and he became like, all right, well, he's not a world beater on defense, but he is a positive backside defender. Teams respect you on defense. You're not falling asleep. You're not getting whooped. You just, hey, I'm going to guard my guy, and my guy's not going to kill. He's not going to, basically take advantage of us. The thing that I want to see, and I think it'll only come with time and confidence, is if he knows that he's better than a person, it ain't no hope for that person at all. It ain't nothing that you can do. But if the person is equal to or better than him, sometimes I don't feel like he feels as confident, and he may let them get the best of him. You're now the primary guy here. It ain't no running from no smoke being the primary guy. That's what comes with this job. So you're going to have to elevate yourself against the best guys in the NBA. That's the next step for me. With that being said, we might as well go ahead. Since you said it, the double leader, 31 double doubles in 24 and 27. That's 40 plus another 11, 51 games. So in 31 of the 51 games, he's had a double double. Ty will call Anthony Towns for 31, Nikola Jokic at 29, and Cade Cunningham at 25. This kid is good.
Yeah, the four. The two other guys are centers, and the third guy is Cade Cunningham as a point guard, which is so he always has the ball in his hands. Where Jalen is more of a utility guy, he does it all. So this is extremely impressive, and it ain't really much to say, man. It's only going to get better from here. Only going to get better from here. So shout out to Jalen. Shout out to Jalen.
I think, man, if we can potentially put him around the right players with that $60 million that we have ish, he could be something special. And especially if we can put him in a position where it's not all stress. It's not like, hey man, you gotta be it by yourself. Nah, if we could just help him and surround him with people who can shoot, and in the event that they want to trap or do something like that, reasonable ball handlers, then yeah, this team could be one of those teams. I feel like we're kind of going back to the Atlanta Hawks with Paul Millsap, Al Horford, Kyle Korver, Jeff Teague, but a better version of that. But everybody has their own talents. We just have a higher ceiling.
I don't agree with that because there was no man on that team. That was everybody was everybody. Jalen is
right,
clearly the man on this team.
That's what I'm saying. I think that this is an opportunity for us to have a higher ceiling because you do actually have a guy who is the man. And I know y'all get tired of me saying this all the time, But him being able, him having that contract at 5 years, $30 million, that's golden. That allows everything to flow so much more easier. It allows us to really be able to build a team around him. And I think that this also gives him an opportunity to be put with players who can be good around him. I think that more players should start to look and try to do this. Hey, maybe don't take all the money so that I can have a team around me, i.e. Jalen Brunson, even though he might be doing the razzle dazzle. He might be doing aspiration.
I agree.
Moving on, the East reserves here. Jalen Duren of the Detroit Pistons, Donovan Mitchell of the Cleveland Cavs, Norman Powell of the Miami Heat, Scotty Barnes of the Toronto Raptors, once again, Jalen Johnson representing the Atlanta Hawks, Karl Anthony Towns representing the New York Knicks, and Pascal Siakam for the Indiana Pacers. Now, a few of these I am perfectly fine with. Jalen Duren, checkbox. He is a monster.
Probably going to end up being one of, if not the best center in the league pretty soon.
Oh, hell no.
Where's Joker going? Joker probably got about 3 to 5 years left, and he'll be 25 if I'm 27, if I'm not mistaken. He'll be in his prime.
Oh, I like Jalen.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
he'll be one of them. He'll be me. He's nice, bro.
That boy Cam look like.
He's a really good version of Dwight Howard to me.
He is.
Offense.
He's a, but I think he's also bigger than Dwight Howard. After we found out Dwight Howard was only 6'7". But yes, he is a powerhouse. He is their anchor. He is a monster. Donovan Mitchell, dime a dozen himself. He just scored so many points. He's undeniable. Happy for Norm Powell. You know, they said he was slighted last year. Should have got it as a Clipper to get it playing for the Miami Heat. Congratulations. Scotty Barnes, I think, is a monster. I think he's underappreciated, undervalued, all of those things. Scotty is a monster. Just good at everything. Jalen Johnson, Karl Anthony Towns, even on a down year, he's still a world beater. And then Pascal Siakam having a good season on a bad team. I'm going to go to the West, and then we'll do snubs. How about that?
Okay.
Western Conference Reserve, Jamal Murray for the Denver Nuggets, Anthony Edwards for the Timberwolves, Chet Holmgren for the Thunder, Denny Avdija. I told y'all. I tried to tell y'all when he was a Wizard. Y'all didn't believe me. I'm happy to see my boy Denny Avdija as a Blazer to get an All-Star. Kevin Durant as an All-Star. LeBron James as an All-Star. Devin Booker, who is leading the Suns after they were left for dead, to a very good season, an All-Star. Now, Reggie has been chomping at the bit because he is ready to talk snubs. So I want to hear what he got to say.
Not necessarily a snub at first. Oh, sorry. There we go. No, go back to the Eastern Conference. I don't like the inconsistency here. Pascal Siakam, I think this is a, hey, good job award, even though because your best man is out and you're still averaging these points. And I think it's just advantageous because he's in the East. I don't know if I would have liked to see him as an All-Star, but I don't know who you replace him with, because there's also the rules of ineligibility because a lot of players are hurt. But
most notably, Michael Porter Jr. is the person.
About to go there. If you're gonna reward just performance over record, Michael Porter Jr. has been playing lights out. I mean, not lights out, but he's shooting the cover off the ball with that dead leg over there. If it's gonna be just stats and performance. And maybe it's good. I have a little sore spot right now because I saw Pascal Siakam literally just run down the court and flail against the Hawks for the whole third quarter. So
Hey
maybe I'm
man,
frustrated. I was frustrated there. I like he just runs down the court and goes, oh, and that's it. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? And then he just throws the ball up. And I'm like, come on, man. So it's
like it or don't
like
like it,
Pascal to me
he's
is
like
starting to
the
get into that Jimmy Butler range of how you of people I don't like, where I would rather you just like you're too good to just play to do all that bullshit. And I don't you're rewarding individual stats, but you're penalizing when we get to the West, you're penalizing other people. You're ignoring. It's kind of like the college football player. You're ignoring the record for him, but you're penalizing other people for their record. And I to me, and I don't like that. I would like to see Michael Porter Jr. here. I wouldn't have put Pascal there personally. I would have put Michael Porter Jr. there.
I don't hate it. The only thing that I have is, and I will have to go back, and I'm saying this as a person who is not informed. I don't know if the Pacers are just getting stomped out in the same way that the Brooklyn Nets be getting 50. When the Nets got it, they'll try to win the game, but I've also definitely seen them just lose to Utah with like 59 points. They just got crushed by somebody. And I think that is just no effort, low effort. The Pacers, they stink, but they try.
So you think his empty stats is the reason that you didn't get Michael Porter Jr.?
Yeah.
Okay, so if that's the case, then tell me it's not empty stats. How is Kawhi not an all-star
Oh, I agree.
in the West? And I know y'all fans gonna get mad, but why is LeBron an all-star?
Oh, well, you sure you don't know? Think about what you just said.
From a
And if
basketball
you
standpoint, not from a political standpoint.
think about everything that's happened in this season, and then put those two guys together, and let me tell you, it is very obvious. Number one, Kawhi is not interesting. LeBron James is 10 times more interesting than LeBron James. And when it comes down to two guys, and you're trying to sell a game that already is taken very unseriously, LeBron is going to be your guy. Then you couple that with the fact of the aspiration Clippers situation still floating on the back. Yeah, I think that it's very easy to say this is a business decision. I'm picking LeBron. I understand all of that. I know that you want integrity. We all do. But if I'm a person who has to sell something here, everything points to LeBron. And you can cover the
LeBron plays less defense than Michael Porter Jr.
I agree with all of that, but this also means that you have to have, LeBron has to go to All-Star weekend. We can talk about what's going to happen with the Lakers. This is clicks. This is clicks and views.
And then I don't have a desire. To me, stuff like that'll just make me not watch it. Like at that point, like for what? Like if it's about clicks and views, I'm not interested in seeing LeBron play 7 minutes and then or whatever. I would rather have seen, even though I don't know Kawhi would have played more than 7 minutes now that I think about it. But I think Kawhi earned it because and look at their performance. They started out what? They did. It was
let me be very clear. Kawhi has been more influential to the Clippers being successful. Kawhi has done more with less. And Kawhi's played better basketball. This is sales.
28 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists.
He's playing out of his mind. He's doing his part.
Oh. Dog. Like
100% doing his
what are we
part.
talking about? What are we and James Harden ain't far behind.
No. James Harden
25,
should
8, and 5. Like, what are we talking about? Like, come on, man. I know you talking all that sell clip. What are we talking about, dog? What are we
Hey
talking about?
man,
That's
what
that I
I understand what you're saying, but you have to understand the money is the reason for all of this.
also
That
I gotta scroll down a little bit.
what
Is it front court, back court?
I I don't exactly know what they're doing because remember they're doing this versus the world. So
Why is Chet all-star?
fantastic question.
I didn't even I was so focused.
I'm
Hey,
telling
and
y'all,
I was so focused on
Chet.
LeBron shouldn't make it. Why is Chet there?
I am starting to because of how they started.
And I think maybe it's a center. You have to have a center.
But this is the thing. I think that some people will sit out. You'll get some more guys in here. I'm afraid that Chet may fall into that mystical category of Jaren Jackson Jr. and Evan Mobley. You're really tall. You might get us 20 and 10, but I don't think you're a $50 million player.
Oh, I said that when he was in high school. And I was like, bro, he gonna have to gain like 30 pounds to be like the guy that y'all are projecting him to be, the 20 to
Right.
20, 10, 20, and
Once
12
again,
blocks.
this is another guy who still mostly plays power forward, does not play center. If you're going to be a defensive player of the year, then move your ass to center and let us get some more spacing on the floor. You need a big guy to keep you safe. Then I don't like to put those guys. That's the reason Rudy Gobert is who he is. Rudy Gobert is the end all, be all.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even think about Chet. Denny Avija, yes. Anthony Edwards, people think should be a starter. Jamal Murray, shout out to you. Kevin Durant is still the probably best pure scorer in the league. And Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns
You got to give
are
him some.
surprising a lot of people. So
Man, I dare say Dylan Brooks probably deserves to be an all-star more than Chet Holmgren.
I was like Dylan Brooks, and I think Chet just benefits from being tall, so you got to have a tall person there. But I don't see in any facet why he's even, because he's not in the defensive player of the year category. He's not in most improved category. He doesn't lead his. I think he may lead his team in rebounds. Maybe.
Is Jamal Murray playing better than James Harden? Man, hell no. Hell no.
No.
25,
Yeah,
8.
it's some bull. Now that we talking through it, I'm quadrupling. That's awesome bullshit. It's awesome bullshit. Just like the Pro Bowl, I love you, Shador, shouldn't be there. This all political. This all Trump America. All this shit is just bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Release the files and the votes. Who else here? I want to go back and look at this. I looking at this now. I got some unreadiness. I think that Brandon Ingram should be there more than Pascal Siakam. Brandon Ingram is he's actually playing on a good team. He's a lot of the reason that they're good. Michael Porter Jr. has good stats, but his team stinks. Pascal Siakam is playing good, but his team stinks. Brandon Ingram is a lot of the reason that the Raptors are good. Now, I know that people don't know that the Raptors are good because they're the Raptors, but let me tell you, and I've told y'all, I hope, people joke with me when I'm like, oh, just do this, then y'all be the Raptors. Yes. The Raptors are 2 bad contracts away from being world beaters.
Yeah, Brandon.
As soon as it...
Now he don't get no rebounds.
Who?
Brandon Ingram. He's averaging 22 points a game, though.
Yeah, but he's also their scorer. All right, well, it's time to get a bucket. Scotty is cool, but Scotty, you just can't, hey, Scotty, get it done. No, that ain't Scotty's job. Scotty is the center.
Isn't as stacked as the West, though. So I would have seen, I'd like to see Brandon over Pascal for sure. But also, a lot of Toronto games ain't on national TV. It's Canadian TV. A lot of people don't see him.
Right. Well, and I just watched the Raptors play the Magic, and I think I put in the group. That game was so good, it's worth the rewatch. Y'all should go back and watch the game. Y'all should watch the Raptors. If they could ever get a real point guard in exchange for Emmanuel quickly, and if they can move off that terrible Jakob Poeltl contract, that team could be really good.
Y'all better get it this year. Because if they keep that Hornets team together, they got like 4 people averaging like 19 points.
Right.
Brandon Miller averages 21.
Miller, Concanepo, LaMelo, yes. And that's another thing that is going to be important about the top-heavy teams that we talk about, Knicks and Cavs. I think the Lakers, when they get ready to make these cuts, these teams like the Hornets, to a lesser degree, the Raptors, they spend some money, but they're going to be like, hey, all I need is one of your guys, and you can't afford him. I'll be more than happy to take him off your hands. Could you imagine if Isaiah Hartenstein goes to the Hornets?
Oh, at the 4.
No, at the 5.
No, they got old boy.
Kalkbrenner come off the bench. Isaiah Hartenstein is a better. Oh, yeah. He'll go to the bench too. He ain't Isaiah Hartenstein. Musa is playing good. He ain't Hartenstein.
But I mean, I wouldn't. Sure. But I ain't until they start losing. But I ain't.
Right. But you gotta. You're right. They winning right now, but we was also believing that about OKC to start the season too. Oh man, can they go 72-10, and then life will come at you really fast. You just better keep.
Victor Wembanyama broke their spirit.
No, he ain't beat them 10. He ain't beat them. No, they have. They back into the thick of things. They got a lead. They got a 5.5 game lead on the Spurs, 6 game lead on the Nuggets, and. They 6-4.
That's crazy. 6 game lead on the Nuggets with no Joker.
Right. And if you look at it, OKC 6-4 the last 10. San Antonio 6-4 in the last 10. Denver 6-4 in the last 10. Rockets 8-2 in the last 10. Clippers 8-2 in the last 10. Suns 6-4. Golden State 6-4. Oklahoma City's now playing basketball like everybody else. Now, did you get a head start? Congratulations. Yes. Also, I don't know if y'all noticed, Clippers have now made it to 9th. They started 6-20
to play in soon.
The Clippers.
Now that they've been snubbed too.
Oh man! And this is great because this means that they will actually get some rest. That's the part that I really am upset with Jalen is. It would be really nice if we could just get our players to just stay at home or go on vacation for a week and not go to All-Star. Now, Jalen, you got to go as your first one. It is what it is.
They want him in the dunk contest.
Yeah, stop asking stupid questions, bro. We trying to win championship. That's like Ozzie Albies. I just saw him in that big-ass fish tank at his house. Bro, get out of the fish tank. We're trying to win a World Series. Also,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we covered the East, we covered the West, and we've had one singular trade in the NBA outside of the Trae Young trade. And this is the Cavs, Kings, and Bulls. Dennis Schroeder is now a Cleveland Cavalier with Keon Ellis. DeAndre Hunter traded again to the Kings. And then the Chicago Bulls get Dario Saric in 2 future seconds.
My initial for each team. Like, I understand it's really good I see the play for Cleveland. Because now you get your ball handler, which is now going to allow you to move off of Darius Garland, which I'm assuming that's the person that's going to go.
You going to do what?
Darius Garland?
Oh, you're delusional. If you think that the answer is to trade Dennis Schroeder for Darius Garland, can't do it. Cannot do it. Can't do it. Can't. Well, if you do that,
what's the trade? Oh no, they fixed it. They fixed it.
They fixed what?
Trading Hunter gets them under the luxury tax, right?
No, it saves them. I think they still over the second apron, but whatever it does, it saves them like $50 million in tax money. But this also, number one, Hunter is a 2-year contract, and you halfway through this year. So it's this year and next year. Schroeder is a 3-year, 14 million per year contract. So now you have Schroeder for longer. Now let's be real. He's been played on 11 teams. He is a tradable person. And I mean, every team that's had him has appreciated him. He never goes anywhere and lays an egg. I mean, even last year when he was playing for the Pistons, he was a big help for them. So I think that he's a tradable asset, but Dennis Schroeder is your start. If he's your starting point guard, you don't got it. Now, Keon,
strictly money wise,
yes,
saving $50 million.
Well, this is the thing. Keon Ellis is a pretty good 3-and-D defender. So it's kind of a swap, because this was always my issue with Hunter. Wasn't a great passer, wasn't a great rebounder. He stays in position. He don't really get beat, but he's also not like an opportunistic defender. He don't get a whole lot of steals, deflections, etc. So that's what made him tradable. But Keon Ellis is 6'4". So, Hunter still 6'7", 6'8", whatever he is. Now, I mean, you got Jalen Thomas and Dean Wade as your small forwards.
What's the rookie?
Jalen Thomas.
Oh yeah,
Tyson. Jalen Tyson.
Yeah, Tyson. They got another dude too.
No. You're talking about the guy in the two-way. Naquan Tomlin.
Him too. They got another rookie. It's like 3 of them. It's those 3. It's another dude that deserves more playing time.
Naquan is the guy. Yeah. Well, Naquan has been solid. He's been very good on defender. He's been very good on defense. But they're gonna I think he's on a 2-way contract. You don't have to give him a real contract. So,
which I think they'll do.
Yeah, but I mean, then they got a bunch of players already. And remember, you added another point guard. So now you have Darius, Craig Porter, and Lonzo, and add Schroeder. So you have 4 point guards. And Lonzo's basically not even in the rotation anymore, but still taking up a spot.
He's out of there. Is it Proctor? No, it's not Proctor.
No, Tyrese Proctor's the guy who we drafted, if I remember correctly, from Connecticut, maybe, who could shoot it, but just never really. Duke. Nope, that's a different person.
Tyson, Sam Merrill. I can't think who this other person is.
But why you do that? Cleveland, like, are you not going to keep Keon Ellis? If you're not going to be able to keep him through next year, then I mean, I guess it's just a salary dump, which I don't hate, but you're going to have to refill that position.
Yeah, it's Tyrese Proctor. Tyrese Proctor, guy from Duke. They drafted. He's a rookie. He can shoot out of this world. He's the one that they were like, hey, we got to get him some more minutes because he can shoot.
But he's also 6'4". Like, they're just now going to be missing size, specifically with Evan Mobley out. I don't know what you're going to do at power forward and small forward as far as getting rebounds. It's like, hey, Jared Allen played his ass off in that first game. He's going to have to play that way every game.
No. Yeah, you're going to do something. And they don't really have much to give.
No, and that's what happens when you have Darius Garland. Darius Garland, what, 40 million? Donovan Mitchell at 50 million, Evan Mobley at 50 million. That eat up your salary cap real fast. For the Kings, I honestly think this is one of the most stupidly run teams I've seen in a long time. I can't even begin to understand how a lineup works for them. They are approaching the second apron and they're 12-59. At least like the Cavs are in the situation where like we were believed to be like one of the top 3 teams in the East, and even with this roster, we're going to be able to be pretty competitive in the playoffs, at least win maybe a series, maybe 2. The Kings are awful. I mean, and this team is a 2K team from 7 years ago. Russell Westbrook, Zach LaVine, DeAndre Hunter, DeMar DeRozan, and Domantas Sabonis.
This is when we were in school team.
Sabonis ain't been in the league that long. Ain't none of these people been
minus Sabonis.
No, Hunter ain't been. most of these, well, Russ and Zach LaVine, you ain't terribly wrong.
And DeMar.
Right. But second of all, this bench sucks. It is Malik Monk, Neat Clifford, Precious Achua, and Maxime Renew. Renew is the bench sucks. This team sucks.
What happened to the twin?
That's a good question. It's a really good question. Murray was his name, Chris.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's not on the roster.
Let's look. Might be injured.
He got to be injured. And y'all fired Mike Brown for Doug Chris.
Keegan and Chris Murray. Murray has been ramping up his activity. He should be back soon from the sounds of it. But he don't help. He does what everybody else does: shoot the ball. The Sacramento Kings are a stupidly built team with no future, and I don't think that people want any of these guys. Russ was basically available until the start of the season. Zach LaVine, and he's got 2 more years at $80 million. There's not even any, not even any. Well, I mean, it's 2 more years at 40 apiece, but it ain't no savings. It ain't no. It's a player option.
I understood what you said. That's still.
He got a player. He got a player option next year that he's 1,000% gonna pick up. I mean, maybe you trade him next year as a big expiring
to a contender. Like you can see him going to Philly, but I mean, he'd have to be off the bench because VJ
Miami
playing crazy.
Miami.
DeAndre
Hunter, kind of the same thing. 24. 24 this year and 24 next year. He'll be an expiring next year. DeMar DeRozan, I think he's an expiring next year too. Is it this year or next year? But and then Domantas Sabonis, there's not enough boards. This is the 4th worst rebounding team in the NBA, and there's not enough that if I'm a center, it's lunch over here. Ain't nobody. You gonna put DeMar on who? On Chet? Torch him. Oh, Sabonis? You don't play no defense either. I have heard potentially Sabonis to Toronto, but they would have to give up RJ. But they would also be able to move off Jakob Poeltl. I don't necessarily hate that. No, DeMar got another season too. So I can see what the Kings are potentially doing. We're just going to suck for 2 years. And then we won't owe anybody any money.
Yeah. And then the Bulls are the Bulls. We don't even have to go through the
Bulls. No. Bulls won the trade. They got Dario. They got 2 seconds and didn't lose anything. They are the A+ in this.
Yeah, they got what was our guy when we went to the finals? That shot the 3. Gallinari. Dario Saric is their Gallinari. No man, shoot the 3. He's been hurt coming off the ACL, so he's not gonna be that athletic.
Yeah, I mean, you think he's at least Patrick Williams. I don't know.
They about to get off that Patrick Williams contract somewhere. They gotta attach these 2nd-round picks to him. You can go.
And this is the thing that could potentially happen with them in that situation is he could go somewhere else and be good. I feel like and I could be a fool too. I could be tricked, but he looks like a good basketball player. He has all of the things that you look for when you look at a person and say, you know what? He's athletic. He's strong. He's tall. I just don't know why it didn't happen. But it didn't. It ain't. But what did happen is Paul George suspended 25 games. Apparently he was using some anti-drug, something that was on the non-approved list. I always reserve judgment before I jump on folks about whatever was suspended because the list is extremely long and it could be anything. Once they kind of tell us what it is, then I'll know how to feel. But once again, I remember John Collins got hit one of these for some type of supplement that he was taking. He had no clue that this wasn't on the approved list. So yeah, that's the thing is you gotta do it. Now it doesn't help that when they asked him, hey, how did you get to feeling better? And his answer was drugs. And then you see him out
failed a
there.
drug test.
They ask you, how did you get better? And you say drugs. And then
He always been like that though. He says the wrong things at all the time. Hey, what did you think about that Dame Lillard shot? It was a terrible shot. Boy, you are going home.
First thing smoking.
What do you
First
mean?
thing.
Oh man, but yeah, it's tight on PG.
It ain't tight on PG. I'm gonna tell you why. This will show you why. Paul George 25 game suspension will cost him $11,742,294. That almost whooped my ass. This will allow the 76ers to get a credit of $5.8 million to deduct the luxury tax by just $1.3 million. I am inclined to believe that this was self-reporting.
I'm about to say, sound like an inside job to me.
He took that job. Hey, we got him. Who? We got him, and we're going 1.3 million. So we got to be right under it. Play one more game. Surprise! Here it is.
Come back right for the playoffs.
Exactly. This is essentially wrapping him in bubble wrap. I think that if they could do this with Joel Embiid, they should. Yeah, this is best case scenario for them. And no,
shitting me. That's what Ray was on. His little elbow was off his arm.
Yeah, if he on deer antler spray and his knee still look weebly wobbly like that, then that's a weak deer, or he need better antlers.
Or the knee was just that bad.
Yeah, and that's the other part with him is it just looks like the knee is just terrible. But yeah, this is aspirational. Is the best way that I can describe it. Everything is tricky until proven otherwise around here. Congratulations to Kev. I'm sure you're happy about this more than anybody else. The 2 thumbs up says everything. Yeah, congratulations, Sixers. You pulled off the Jedi mind trick, and everybody's like, oh, it's man, they told don't pay. They told him first, hey, bro, this what's gonna happen. Okay, cool. You need a break anyway. We know you. Well, you're right. Well, you got to get back $11 million. What we'll probably do is pay you back somewhere else.
I'm about to say, if he comes back and kills, they'll just, hey, Paul George gets an extra year in his contract for $12 million.
No, not even that. They're not going to do that. You must have forgot the dude who owns the 76ers owns Fanatics. Hey, you just sold $12 million in jerseys. Congratulations. Here's your money. There's plenty of ways to clearly, wash money around here. Moving on. That is it for the NBA. We're going to hit y'all with some quick HBCU hitters, and then we got a funny closeout here. We're going to go right here. FAMU Tennessee State is back. If you're our age and from Georgia specifically, this was a thing every year at the Dome. Tennessee State and FAMU. I forgot what classic they used to call it, but it started out the season. I do think that you'll see more of this.
It was just called the Labor Day Classic.
Was that it? Yep, you're right. But what this is instead of playing in the Dome and not getting the money, now they will play home and away each year, so somebody will be able to actually get the money instead of paying to go to these type of games. I think that a lot of HBCUs with NIL see the value in their own food and beverage, their own ticket sales, all of those things. And this is 2 big fan bases who are very active and will travel to see their teams play. So You know,
I would
this
do
this
that
is
for every classic. I wouldn't do any more classics in other
neutral
states.
site. Yeah,
Yeah, no more. I wouldn't do that except for like Bayou Classic, but that's
I,
Louisiana or
yeah.
Prairie View. Actually, Prairie View, Texas Southern play
No,
home
no,
and
no,
home.
no, 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 no. Prairie View and Grambling State Fair Classic.
Yeah, you got to play that because that's Stay Fair. I mean,
Yeah,
that's tough. You ain't gonna
right.
get a better venue than that.
But you're definitely going to see more people go back to instead of neutral site home and away because there's money. There's money. I want the money. It's great to go to Atlanta, but we're not able to actually profit off of this, and we need the money to pay players because of NIL.
And y'all know me. Hey, Tennessee State. This is just one more step to y'all coming back on home to these HBCU conferences, and we can all play each other and all keep the money and circulate the money. So hey, I'm all for it. FAMU got Quinn Gray. They starting a new chapter. This will be a great kickoff to the new regime and FAMU
Absolutely.
to play Tennessee State. That's gonna be a fun one. I may go to that game. Tallahassee ain't but 4 hours away.
Right. And I just like HBCUs. Hey, the dome is cool. Let's keep our money. Keep your money in your pocket so we can do more of the things for ourselves. And I hope to see more of that. Next up, not great. The Morehouse has been fined after their coach, I think his name is Benji Taylor, was handcuffed after a brief, and I mean literally very brief conversation with a police officer. After doing some research, I was able to find out that the Tuskegee head coach stepped over discreetly and respectfully to this police officer. He told the police officer, hey, Morehouse has football players in the handshake line, and they're saying disrespectful things to our players. And then Barney Fife here decides to handcuff and perp walk the head coach. They have been subsequently fined for that. And he has also retained a civil rights lawyer. And I hope that he sues the pants off of all parties involved. We at HBCUs know, hey, man, we don't do that whole, if there's a problem, we can find a discrete location and have whatever conversation that we need. We don't just go start locking people up. That is, and you can see the Morehouse fans looking like, the fuck? What are you doing? We don't do that.
All right, I'm gonna go. Boy, hey, look, APD. I'm gonna call y'all out first. Whoever this dude is here, got to go. We don't need him on no campuses. We don't need him around any students. We don't need him around any faculty anywhere in Atlanta. There is no reason for you to come to arrest a coach in a non-violent confrontation, telling you that, hey, you people, your people here, Morehouse's football team are First of all, why is Morehouse's football team in the handshake line? Cop, why you not doing your job? What are you doing? What are you saying? Your job is to keep my players safe. That's what you're supposed to do. That is in your job description. So then when I tell you, hey, you're not doing your job right, these dudes not even supposed to be past the line, you arrest me? This ain't Texas A&M. We don't do that. We look out for each other.
Don't do that shit. And if you the police,
coach,
right?
SIAC, shout out to y'all, because you first of all, you find Morehouse, which means if I'm Morehouse, I'm suing APD. No, I'm not, because I need them. I'm somehow taking this out of his check. Some type of retribution got to come from him.
We're gonna have a conversation. I mean, and that's probably all it ever ends up being. And of course, a demotion, movement, something. Don't bring him back ever again, type of thing. But this,
I don't.
One thing
that we don't need nothing behind closed doors. That's why I say I'm glad you got the civil rights attorney. I want the court case. I want the name. I want the badge number. You want to embarrass me in front of my player, in front of everybody. You knew that this was going to be everywhere in HBCU. You knew. Well, you may not have known. You might not be plugged in. I'm assuming you're plugged into HBCU culture some kind of way because you're there, but maybe you're not.
Oh,
but
litigation.
This is stupid.
Litigation. Now, one thing
I want your name. I want your badge number. I want the SIAC to make sure that they circulate his name, that he can no longer work for any school, any HBCU. Hell, for me, y'all know me. I don't want to work for no HBCU.
Hey, man.
We can send you up there to Alpharetta and you can get disrespected by them people up there.
Make sure y'all have my money. And I hate Morehouse that y'all might have to pay for it. Reach out to Denzel, whoever y'all need to get y'all straight.
Denzel, somebody out there.
Sam Jackson, he done made 75 different Marvel movies. He is the highest grossing actor in movie history. I want my money.
And I want an apology signed and written by you and your captain. Bruh, see, this one.
All I see is in the newspaper. Settlement. Historic settlement. Woo! Yeah.
APD will contribute to Tuskegee's NIL fund.
Because this is the thing. Like, this is the thing. Did you embarrass every fucking body? You embarrassed this man who said his family was at the game. Number one. Second of all, you embarrassed Morehouse. Once again, y'all go back and watch the clip. You could see the fans as puzzled as everybody else. Why are you doing this? Then, of course, we black people. What? You embarrassed all of us. Bro, you didn't need to do this. This was not the time to do this. You went rogue, doing something dumb. Now we all look crazy because of you.
Oh, man, it's a lot of he's a HAN. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want nobody else to feel like they're comfortable outside of us saying it. But he is a hoe. He's a garden tool.
You will be
in a word that I'm not gonna say.
You will be the person who will be guarding the air conditioning for a data center for the rest of your life playing with me. You just stand over here and make sure that this one door don't open for the rest of your life.
He been wanting to go back and start trashing HBCUs when he get older. Yeah, they messed up my whole career. HBCUs, they never did nothing. Blah 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 blah. Nah, bro, you look stupid.
Ain't this you right here? Oh, okay. All right.
You look stupid. If I had your name, I'd call you out by name because you look stupid. You look stupid. I never wish that you get fired because you may have a family you got to provide for. But you sure need a lesson. You need a lesson.
Now, I don't agree with you there. When you start when you start handcuffing black people for no reason, I think you should be fired.
I ain't gonna argue with you.
Heavy is the head.
I ain't gonna argue with you.
Heavy is the head.
That's all. But hey,
you ready?
Oh, we going. Yeah, man. This whole fight was just, speaking of fights, that there was one that this one didn't happen, and there was one that did happen.
Right.
Where we start? We're gonna start with the sunroof, or we're gonna go to the apology for slavery.
See, I didn't have that on there. I'm gonna let you lead that, but before we get there, I'm here for foolishness first. Y'all know I'm not a combat sports person. If people are fighting my brother every week, hey man, we need to go to Vegas. I don't care about boxing or MMA or none of that. But this Jarrell Miller versus what's this guy's name? King something?
The Decapitator.
Oh, Kingsley Abe. Jarrell Miller versus Kingsley Abe. I am in my family chat. And my brother put in there, he done got his hair knocked off. My response, the hell is he talking about? Or if there is a way that you avoided your phone all weekend, or maybe you were in solitary confinement and you just got out, I'm going to show y'all what has transpired in the sports world.
And Sergio! Wow! That is going to make the rounds on social media. That's like a cartoon.
Oh, my
Goodness
gracious.
I need y'all to look at my man's face when he punching and the roof is coming off.
Wow, that is
Before we proceed, I do want to say this. Jarrell Miller won the fight.
Yeah, he did.
The Lord may not give you everything, but he shall provide enough. You did not need that hair, brother. And when he took it off,
into the crowd too.
threw it into the crowd. And then the lady put the hair on. See, that'd be something I would have done. First of all,
it ain't gonna stay. Ain't
right.
no glue on there.
This is fucking hilarious.
Why would he get that? But did you see? I keep playing because when it fall off, maybe that should be the album art. Because he ain't have no hair on his head. Only thing he had was the dash line.
Car ain't got no roof. We be in the city. And I'm telling you, see, I would be mad if I was fighting him. I can't win and your hair is loose. Time out. And then he wore it with after he took it off, he still had the line in the front. That boy had the halo.
The illusion.
I can't. I can no longer focus on this fight. Look at his face. What the fuck is going on with his head?
Scalped.
Yeah. Is his brain in there?
And then he laughing. I'm trying to do it. You know what? I'll do that every fight from now on. I'd have a new unit. Every fight be a new unit. New install.
J unit. J unit.
That's like the Muhammad Ali foot shuffle. Look over here.
Yeah. Boy, if your hair is doing the rope a dope, I'm not fighting you. TMZ has reported a ton of hair replacement companies have hopped into his DMs. This
boy about to get the transplant. See,
yes,
he got the blessings flow all the time. He gonna have a whole new line of income and a free hairline,
right?
For free,
or shampoo, man. Maybe you just get into the freerazor.com. They be doing all of them commercials anyway. He's gonna get paid off of this. Yeah, and I did appreciate that he did not take himself nearly as seriously as a lot of people would have. I think he.
What you mean? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You either gonna run away. You can't go nowhere.
And if you gonna knock my hair off, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Which he did. Speaking of ass whooping, so the final thing on this was the Shakur. This was the undercard to the Shakur Teofimo fight, and Shakur beat Teofimo so bad that he was apologizing with his eyes closed, not from closing them, from them being closed by Shakur. And he said, "Man, I just want to say, man, I'm sorry for everybody. I'm sorry. I love y'all. Sorry for slavery." I said, "He beat you so bad, you apologize for slavery?"
That boy hit him with the Ruben stutter. I'm sorry for 2000.
You Spanish apologizing for slavery? That's a black mama ass whooping.
That sometimes you could have done more. I could have been a better ally. You're right. Now you lie on that flow. Get up.
But that was funny, man. That was hilarious to me. But I think that's it for the mic check, which is probably going to be basically the whole episode.
Yeah,
because we got a little bit of football coming on next. I think we got 2 stories for NCAA. Actually, one. I don't really want to talk about Miami. And then we got Falcons and NFL. So with that being said, we're going to take a break. Appreciate y'all coming into the mic check.
Hold up. Short show because it ain't shit to talk about, but the good stuff. So I do think that we should come back. Beverages.
Oh, already on ice, brother.
Kev. Maybe next time. Drink responsibility. I will be coming back I haven't. I'm probably just do a little bourbon. While we talk football and people getting hired and fired. Yeah, come back, beverages. I will drink on behalf of Kevin and myself. We're gonna take a quick break. No, don't get lost. We shall return momentarily. Hang out. Always remember, like, follow, subscribe. Welcome back.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 218 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. I'm your co-host, Reggie.
I am your co-host, Norwood. Our powers combined, we are your HBCU homeboys. We are blessed. We are highly favored. And we sipping.
We are here. Y'all know what it is, ladies and gentlemen, every Monday or Tuesday, depending on what's going on. We come here and we live stream. If you are here with us live, appreciate y'all for tuning in. We just finished up the mic check. If you are listening to the playback, please go back and listen to the mic check. We did our in-depth breakdown about the Hawks. We also had our basketball segment where we talked about all-star reserves announced, as well as who was snubbed and whatnot. And then we also had a very good conversation about stupid cops in the HBCU world and setting. With
Sneaky,
that
what
being,
up?
With that being said, what up? With that being said, we are here. We are back. We're gonna start with some college football. Of course, the portal is portaling. Darian Mensah goes from Duke to Miami, whatever. But the main thing that we're gonna talk about is Florida State is still down bad. Their offensive coordinator, Gus Malzahn, has announced his retirement.
I'm trying to show it.
I don't know what's happening. Let's see. Add the stage. Maybe I have to upload it again. Either way, Gus Malzahn has announced his retirement. He is retiring after 35 years in football. rising from to basically starting from a grad assistant, going all the way up the ranks into yeah, you're right, Sneaky. He did just get there, going all the way up the ranks, which started out with offensive coordinator at Auburn when they won the national championship. And then he also then took over at Auburn and made the national championship again. Ended up getting beat by Jameis, and then left. And I think he went to Central Florida, South Alabama, then Central Florida. Had a bunch of different stops.
Give it up,
He is
brother.
one of the
Give it up.
He is one of the guys that introduced kind of what you see in modern football, modern college football with the read option. And Cam Newton definitely made that famous. I'm sure they may have done it before in other places, but his offense with the read option and bringing in kind of the fun aspect, the run and gun aspect of high school football, is what kind of revolutionized the modern college and started the modern college football. That's basically what everybody runs now in some form or fashion. So shout out to Malzone, offensive
job
innovator.
well done, I guess. It's solid career for sure. You did what you wanted to. Coached it. Some pretty excellent programs. And got it. Like, I appreciate when people get out and like this, like I've done well. I'm rich.
Now, for me, I don't know if that's a reflection on him. I don't know if he really wanted to retire or he thought about retiring. I know he probably came to that conclusion similar to like Nick Saban did, where he was just like, you know what, this ain't for me. But I think Florida State is in a terrible situation football wise. I think Mike Norvell's days are running out. And I think this is just the first of many dominoes at Florida State. And they're going to have to delete that program and figure out how to restart it. They're going to have to, or at least this regime, not the program. They have to figure out how to restart this regime because this is not working, man. It's not working.
I think that for the majority of people who are older football coaches, I'm not here to start over. I'm not here to learn how to coddle and text you guys and, hey, you feeling good today? Did you do good on? I'm not asking a 10th grader how well he did on his chemistry test. I just don't feel like it.
Yeah, I need you to visit my school.
No. I don't need to know the powerhouse of a cell. I don't want to hear about Robbins Holmes. I don't want to hear about any of that mitochondria for y'all who didn't pay attention to high school. It's not doing that. I leave that to the young people. And I completely understand that. And I think that for Gus, it's like, you're right. This is probably in a tailspin. And this ain't for my generation. So I'm gonna let myself on out of here. It's no reason for me to stick around here and be miserable with children who are old enough to be my grandchildren / great grandchildren, maybe.
35 years is a long time, man. That's 1991. 1991.
Yeah, I'm familiar. I was born in 86.
That's crazy. Yeah. Right. And until they get, and you're right. Until they get a handle on this whole situation of how they want college football to look, they're gonna have to. You're not gonna see a lot of older coaches stick around. It's no.
It's a legitimate changing of the guard. That's the reason I said with the whole Florida situation and getting Coach Summerall, there are no elder statesmen who are going. They're gone. Kirby is the elder statesman.
At 10 years, that's crazy.
Right. You fundamentally changed so much
in a short period of time.
You got similar thing going on with basketball. I don't think that Tibbs is going to get a bunch of calls going forward. I think that once you kind of pass an era, I think that era kind of just says, no, I don't really want to do this. And it's just, I don't think that the programs want these guys who are 2 decades behind, who are not internet savvy, who are not tech savvy. No, you have to, especially now.
Dabo, you have to change. Dabo said, you know what? Let me introduce myself to the portal. I'm Dabo Smith.
Because he's still young enough, I think, that
Older
he's
than Kirby.
but didn't they go to college around the same time? Don't get me the line, but I think so.
No, Dabo went to college. I think he might have been. I thought it was the 80s, but it might be. I thought Dabo was in his 50s, late 50s. You could be right though, because he was relatively young when he got the job.
56.
Yeah.
So
38
he's not,
years ago was 1989,
he ain't
88.
He ain't like our parents' age.
Kirby's right behind him. Kirby's right behind him.
Yeah, he ain't our parents' age. He's like a little bit older than my oldest brother. Yeah, so they computer-ish. I need somebody to come in here and print the PDF for me. But outside of that, I can mostly get it done. And I think that they probably also have forced him into, hey, you want this job, open up that work day and read in there what you got to do and figure out how to do it. And we'll send you a PDF so you can follow it, but you better figure out how to do it. But I think that's just what's going to happen. You know, the same thing with Pop. And I forgot the new guy who's going to coach for the All-Star team now in basketball and football. The information age has taken over. You have to be way nicer. People from yesteryear is not about that. They want, show me the baby. I'm not here to coddle you. And now you have to hold these kids' hands the entire time. And even our era, we ain't really built like that. We don't
get out the mud. You don't get paid. Like,
shut up. Shut up. Hey, do me a favor and just shut up.
Yeah. All this, I don't want that type of face mask. But listen, you got to earn the face mask. We used to get the face mask with the bar in 9th grade. It didn't matter what position you played.
Right. You be looking at the little Giants, bro. This helmet way too big. Well, be good.
Don't get hit.
The people are good. Get the cool helmets. You get that Rydell with the tree. Oh, you couldn't tell me nothing.
Them old helmets didn't have a little sponge. The helmet I had didn't have the sponge in the back. That used to hurt. When you get hit, there ain't nothing to stop right here.
That's the difference between Westlake and Lakeside. We was going to have full functioning helmets. But now they got the helmets with the air conditioning in the inside. Boy, we've come a long way really fast.
Yeah, but to bring it back, man, shout out to Gus Malzahn. Great. Really good career. I won't say great. Really good career. National champion. Hey, actually, you had a really good 5-year run. That's a lot.
Right.
Between at Auburn, you went from OC national champion to head coach and went back to the national championship with nobody on the team.
Right.
I don't think anybody I think Cam and Fairley were the only two players on both teams to have pro football careers. That's crazy. So shout out to you, man.
That boy
all right.
The slide, Gus.
I had to think about it. Now we going Falcons. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all this. We probably gonna go medialist for the rest of the show because for whatever reason it ain't jiving with us. Good thing is we ain't doing nothing but talking about people getting fired and talking about what we're gonna talk about next, which is the Atlanta Falcons. Excuse me, Lord.
Atlanta is getting the Super Bowl to host the Super Bowl in 2028. It seems like the Super Bowl is now in a rotation of like 5.
It's always been the same rotation. Always Atlanta, same rotation.
LA, San Francisco,
Miami, New Orleans.
Then they throw something else in there. I think they may
New Orleans.
They had Minnesota
Phoenix.
1 year, New York 1 year.
No. All of those. So there's a rotation and then there's the one-offs. It's the places that are going to be nice in January because you have to remember Super Bowl is football, but it's really a corporate event. Phoenix, Scottsdale, Arizona, all of that is going to be cool. Houston, always going to be cool. Miami, and probably Tampa. Atlanta, San Francisco,
LA.
Yep. Everybody else
have new stadiums too.
Get it how you live. That will be how you will process who the one-offs will be. Who got the newest stadium? You probably throw Vegas in there. They gonna
Definitely
get
gonna throw
one.
Vegas in there. Vegas
Um,
probably end up being in the rotation.
yeah, absolutely. But everybody else kind of get it how you live. But Dallas will be there too, I'm sure. You got Jerry World. Yes, it's $1 billion
Have they had a
stadium.
Super Bowl at Jerry World?
I can look.
I don't. Either way, Atlanta. The better we get with ice, the better we get with the infrastructure for ice. We can, and I'm talking about the precipitation.
Y'all stay away from ice because it is cold. Take that however you will.
We'll continue to host. So Arthur Blank is always going to end up getting the Super Bowl too. But with that being said, I'm going to try.
Dallas is due. They had no Super Bowl since 2011. More than due.
I don't know. There's a lot of jokes there. The only way you're gonna get to a Super Bowl is if you host it. That's the only way. That made me watch Jerry.
I don't like that because as a person who likes facilities, Jerry World is a hell of a place to go. I can't. I guess since the DFW is such a big city, like landmass wise, it's difficult to kind of manage because I think that's one of the largest landmass metropolises of all of them because it covers so much area. I could understand how logistically that could be tough just because it's so large of a city to kind of host things in. But outside of that, I have no real issue. But Atlanta, let me tell y'all knocking it out of the park. And for the cities who are uncertain on whether or not you should build a stadium, you should build a stadium because you're going to get March Madness 2027 coming up. Or is it 2026? World Cup? Atlanta's on that list. Yeah, Atlanta's on that list. These are the type of things that you get. You get in a cycle if you have a new stadium. If you don't, they're going to skip you over every time. And I think that's the reason that you see a lot of people now who are pushing for, hey, let's get a new stadium. And I mean, even the Georgia Dome, it wasn't old, but it wasn't up to date to host what they want now. There's been a massive jump in stadium and facility amenities that have changed in the last 20 years.
Yeah. I mean, and really in the last 10 years, I mean, Jerry, him pouring that $1 billion into that stadium and then basically being proof of concept to where, okay, I spend $1 billion and I give you whatever, but then I host literally everything and he made the money back in like half a year. Absolutely. Then it was like, oh, okay, well, we all do that now. And then
between that and you add the Braves in there doing what they did with the Battery, where you can actually create your own self-sustaining business. Why not? Mm-hmm. There's no reason to say no at that point. No, this is allowing me to make my own, I am printing my own money now.
Yep. Other news, the Falcons have named Ian Cunningham, who is the or was the assistant GM for the Bears, as the new Atlanta Falcons general manager. He has been rumored to be one of the front runners through this entire process, as especially once we hire Matt Ryan as president of football operations because of his ties to Ryan Poles, who he played college football with at Boston College.
Correct.
Ian Cunningham was talked up by Ryan the whole time. I'm excited, man. He's been the assistant GM with the Bears since 2022. He was very instrumental in kind of turning around that roster. Got Ryan Poles another job, and that honestly, shout out to Ryan Poles, because that's the indication of a good leader when your teammates and your subordinates end up getting promotions to other positions. I'm
And
excited to see how this works.
shout out to the Bears, because that was one of the questions that we asked to start out this season. They paid Ryan Poles before the season was, hey, did you make the right decision in paying this guy before having him prove to you proof of concept? And I think they knocked it out of the park. I think that he's knocked it out of the park. And of course, this is presenting an opportunity for Ian Cunningham. Now, a little bit beyond that is I've been thinking about this. And there are parts of Arthur Blank that we love. There are parts of Arthur Blank that we don't love. I think that's fair from both of us. I do have to give him credit where credit is due. He does allow Black people to be in charge.
Arthur Blank knows his surroundings. As a real Atlanta thing
I tried to give Arthur Blank a credit for being an ally. Reggie said, "You know what city we in, right?"
He is an ally to some extent, but also you know where you at. Like,
oh no, I ain't gonna say that, because the Panthers, Charlotte, black as hell. Jacksonville, Duval, black as hell. Houston, black as hell. And this is a cleanup, what they just have done recently, but historically, you remember they're the guy. The McNair family is the guy who was like, oh, we can't let the inmates run the prison.
Yeah, but those are three different. One, none of them. Well, Houston is as big as Atlanta, but none of them are Atlanta. One, and if you want to talk about being a black as hell city, it's not just population. Atlanta has had black administration in place since the 70s, since
Correct.
Maynard Jackson. That we have never not had we haven't had a non-black mayor since Maynard Jackson. So there's no way that you are going to allow. And I don't want to politicize.
He could definitely now. I mean,
he could. But again, he know where he at. And two, you're right. I will give him credit. He is hiring what he thinks is the best candidate for the job, despite color. And
that's been a black person a lot.
Right. And at the same time, I mean, you had a white dude too. He failed. Thomas Demetriou failed. Failed. You shall not be named.
Thank you, Voldemort. Fuck that.
But
Trigger almost said the wrong word on here.
Yeah, I know. I try, but with the Bears, what's fun, not funny. What's unfortunate for the Bears, is because we hired Matt Ryan as the president of football ops, which is what you're starting to see most organizations do. They will not get any compensatory picks. Normally, when somebody is hired from your team, your executive branch, to be the leader of football operations at another job, you get 2 compensatory picks. But now they've stripped that title away from the GM and given that to Matt Ryan, or in other cases, anybody. They call him president of football operations. So now the Bears don't get anything. They lost them. But that's kind of comes with it, though. You weren't gonna be able to keep him anyway. If he didn't get a job this time, he wasn't gonna be there next year, after next year for sure. So
yeah, that's tough. It's tough. That sucks.
That was really good. I'm happy for Cunningham. I'm interested to see what he does with the roster.
Somebody need to hire Terry Fontenot, though. Now that is one person I will probably spend the rest of my life advocating for, because if Ian Cunningham, let me tell you, he put new tires on this car. He revamped the engine. It's clean. It needs a little work. Now you gotta get rid of Kirk. That's really the only thing you gotta do. You gotta get rid of Kirk, and you gotta figure out the quarterback situation. But outside of that, and he gave you one to start with, and giving you one to start with is like the best mulligan in the world, because if you get into Penix year, God forbid next year, and it still ain't working, he was never my guy in the first place. Cut bait. You get another chance.
I'm interested to see what he does, what they do, based on what we had the conversations about Stefanski last week. How Stefanski said, "I just give the recommendations and let the GM do his job." It's essentially what he said. I'm interested to see how this collaboration technique is going to work. You got to figure out what you're gonna do with Kyle Pitts, which I'm assuming you're gonna let him walk, but you don't never know. What you got? You got
Isaiah
Algier.
Likely, you mean?
There's a lot of fan favorites.
You mean Kenneth Gainwell?
Huh? Tyler,
No. When you're saying these people, I am retorting with reasonable replacement. So yes, Kyle Pitts, Isaiah Likely. There's actually a number of running backs that we could take. I would like to keep Algier, and I think that I wouldn't mind paying him $4 million. He ain't gonna get more than that.
I think he may. Well, I don't know because it's a strong running back class. But if we don't get a chance to keep him, which is going to be interesting because Stefanski, again, my whole point is they're going to have to figure this out because Stefanski did like to use 2 running backs. And I think Algier, who was a 1,000-yard rusher as a rookie, has the ability to be a starting running back. But I think with other pieces that we have to sign, I don't know if we're going to be able to prioritize him. And there's a lot of running backs that are either free agents or coming out, like Zach Moss from Texas A&M, who could be part-time players that run tough and are short running back.
Just to give y'all a short list of what's available: Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall, Travis Etienne Jr., Rico Dowdell, Javonte Williams, Najee Harris, J.K. Dobbins, Rashad White, Kenneth Gainwell, Brian Robinson, Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, Raheem Mostert, Nick Chubb, Miles Sanders, Austin Eckler.
Ooh, forgot about Austin Eckler because he was hurt.
And that's not any of the guys
and that's
who are
not
in the draft
at all. So yeah, I mean, you're right. So he could come back. He could come back. May behoove him to come back, really. But again, for Ian Cunningham,
you're picking up what I'm putting down, brother.
Ian Cunningham, I'm interested to see how this is all going to work and how this all works together.
The devil
for us, there were some other staff hirings. We basically filled out the rest of our staff. Passing game coordinator is Tanner Eggstrand. Coaching quarterbacks coach is Alex Van Pelt. Wide receivers coach is Robert Prince. Basically, he brought the gang back together. Alex Van Pelt worked with him before, and of course you have Tommy Rees as head coach. As offensive coordinator. These hirings are interesting to me. All of them have called plays before, so that means all of them will probably have a direct input to the game plan. Now, who calls plays? We don't fucking know. Kevin Stefanski gave up play calling every year he's been a coach. He started, gave it up, took it back, said it ain't good enough, whatever. Now we got 5 play callers.
I'm gonna tell y'all how Mike tell me when we talking about the Knicks. And that's y'all problem to figure out. I don't care if one person called plays. I don't care if y'all handed the headset around and each person called one play. You better call the right ones. That's what I fucking know. Whoever it is, better call the right ones. And let me tell you, Kevin, and let me tell you, Tommy, you are responsible. If the plays ain't right, I don't care. If the offensive coordinator needs to be on the sideline, his ass needs to start the season on the sideline.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely for sure.
Do not get to game 4 and be like, I had the great epiphany that the offensive coordinator needs to come from the booth down to the sideline. We
get beat 30-0.
Right. We are here. Hey, put your best foot forward. And if you're one-legged, hop in the line.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
I ain't playing with
I'm
you.
probably most excited about Robert Prince, the wide receivers coach. He worked with Calvin Johnson with the Lions. He's worked with a lot of big body receivers, i.e., we have Drake London. So I expect him to do very well. And of course, we already talked about Callahan and everybody. So that was basically
Time out. Hold on.
our filling out the
This is
offensive coaches.
this. I
And it's
want
funny to me that we basically Kevin Stefanski, without saying a word, has basically told y'all that the Browns was the reason that everything went down, not me.
this is what I will say about the wide receivers coach. I have to do my due diligence. I have not done enough research. Y'all know it's basketball time. We right here to trade deadline. He has a laundry list of elite receivers that he has coached.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know if he was coaching or developing. I want to see at the point where you got them and where they went, because the list is good. But if you coaching Calvin Johnson,
What you got to teach me?
you mean I'm supposed to look like this Transformer? They call me Megatron for a reason. What I gotta see it, and I'm gonna go back because the list. I'm gonna tell you, list is impressive. As a person who likes the position of wide receiver and really cares about it, that list, you might be the GOAT.
Finished coaching Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
Okay, well, but see, that's the thing. You was coaching Tyreek-ish. Tyreek was who he was when he got there.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. You're right. I mean, that's a good point. I don't know, but I mean, if y'all, we
don't
just
worry
said
about it. The Splashcast, I will come back and tell y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all, is it legit or is it bullshit? And if it's bullshit, that's what it's gonna be. And if it's legit, and this is the thing, Drake is already a top 10 wide receiver as far as I'm considered. It's what can you do to everybody else around him, and then whatever we get in the draft. But don't lift the world beater. He already beaten the world.
Top 10 in multiple categories as a coach. I ain't gonna hype myself up. Again, we even kill. I don't have no emotion. Moving on.
Well, time out. Why does that have to be the Atlanta fans' like motto and creed? Is I'm not gonna let myself get too emotionally involved.
Jaded. Cue to Drake. Cue it up. Jaded. Marvin.
Bro, no matter what team we got, we be like, even with the Braves, man, we're gonna see how this season play out, and then we'll take it from there.
Bruh, the Braves, soon as this, man, whatever. Dog, we just signed a dude from Japan.
Come on. You want to stress an old black man out? You ask him about the Braves.
We just signed Ha-Sung Kim. We just signed him, and he out for 5 months.
Sneaky. Ain't respectfully nothing. Drake London's a top 10 receiver.
You can't name 10 receivers better than Drake London.
Definitely not.
No, you can't. But yeah, Braves, Hassan, whatever. Back to the Falcons. Michael Penix, I see you have here Michael Penix back in April. That was actually a misprint by the Falcons beat writer. He actually said, no, I plan on being back by the beginning of the season. Not in April. April will be 5 months from ACL.
I was wondering, but he said it, and he said that that it was said. Then respectfully, it was said. But players fuck up, and I thought that maybe you're the Jason Tatum.
No, not at all.
Oh, that was disrespectful.
Not at all. Before we move on, I think we told y'all Zach Robinson is now the OC in Tampa. I would love to see Baker Mayfield in the pistol. I would love to see that just to see if it was us or him. If it fails,
I will tell you, I watched that little press conference, and Zach Robinson did not say no to getting back in the pistol. And I think if he see another pistol, he should find it and shoot himself with it.
He gonna do it. Woo, he gonna do it. And Baker ain't never ran the pistol ever.
That's the reason. As soon as you see it, it's Zach Robinson, and that will confirm everything that I've ever believed. And I think that is a excellent transition to the fact that Raheem Morris has been hired as a defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers. Congratulations, brother.
Congratulations.
I don't have any ill will against Raheem. I wish he had done things differently. I think that he probably wishes that he had done things differently. I will say that there is not a better job in the NFL for getting the stench off of you than coaching for the San Francisco 49ers, specifically that DC position, as Robert Saleh is now the head coach for the Tennessee Titans. This is he will have the full complement of players defensively next year, and the 49ers with Shanahan find a way to be uber successful until they just don't anymore every year. So I think that he should probably hang around there. I'm not sure if Raheem is a head coach. I don't think so. I think that he could be a very good defensive coordinator for a really long time, though.
Yeah, I'm happy the defensive coordinator is probably where he needs to be. I don't know if he has the leadership skills to be a head coach.
He's the Will Muschamp of the NFL for me.
Or at least he needs to learn and develop his leadership skills.
Too much skinning and grinning.
Yeah, too much. You ain't doing nothing. You can't be a CEO. Like I said, can't be a CEO coach. Other things. Where are we gonna go from here? I got a bunch of stuff on here.
Rams have extended Sean McVay, and there it. Hold on. Hold on. We're gonna fix it. I did it. I know. It's something about this where something has changed. Okay, there we go. I do understand what's happened here. But yes, Les Snead and
there's no picture up on my side.
I know. There it is. Yeah, I know. We will get that fixed.
It up to something.
No. Well, I somehow there was a mix up in the setup. But yes, Les Snead and Sean McVay have been extended, of course. They're a hell of a tandem, aka fuck them picks. They found a way to continue to win every year.
Then got more picks after they said fuck them picks, as they have 2 first rounders this year.
Yes. I will say that their next interesting thing for me is the transition with Matt Stafford. We've seen teams in the past who have not been prepared to replace their quarterback and stay in purgatory. I'm specifically talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. I have not seen the Rams do a lot as far as backup quarterback. Every year it seems to be Brokeback Stafford, and that is cool because he probably going to win the MVP this year. But without a plan afterwards, I don't know what you're going to do or how you're going to do it.
I mean, if you knew Stafford was going to retire, the obvious answer would be Kirk Cousins. But
that's the equivalent of Aaron Rodgers. You just kicking the can, but no solution.
Well, no, because Kirk probably has 2 years left if you get him this year. And
Kirk could have 2 years left. Kirk could also have no years left.
Either way. But if Kirk is healthy, he probably gets you 1 or 2 years, which gets you to the next draft. Not this draft. It gets you to the next draft where all them quarterbacks that decided to come back to school now are coming out. Right? So you would have all of those. So I think what they're trying to do is buy their time to 2027, which is get through this next year. If it works, it's risky. If it works, it works. If it doesn't,
the Steelers bided their time and did all of that. And what I'm saying is, you are, after there have been multiple good quarterback drafts. Steelers ain't had a quarterback.
Multiple good quarterback drafts
Since
after Ben
Roethlisberger
retired.
Yes.
He retired after Patrick Mahomes was drafted. Correct?
Yeah. Think about it like this. Think about how many teams have replaced their quarterback since Roethlisberger left.
Ooh.
That's damn near half the NFL.
Have replaced their quarterback?
Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger retired in 2021.
2021. So that's 5 years.
Yes. In that time, Josh Allen?
920. Josh Allen is past 5 years. Josh Allen was drafted like 2019.
Okay, fair. Now, Burrow's 5 years?
2019. 2020.
Trevor Lawrence?
2021.
CJ Stroud?
That was 2023. They had already drafted Kenny. They were in the fell clutch of the Kenny Pickett's. Kenny Pickett was the best.
The Bears?
Caleb Wilson was last year.
Right. But what I'm saying is, in this time, the Steelers still don't have a quarterback.
Right. They went for Aaron Rodgers. Cool. I understand that. But
Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, I mean, they
Jaden Daniels? Jordan Love?
No, Jordan Love was before 2021, I believe.
No.
Might have been 2021. Because he's on his second contract.
Jordan Love was drafted in the 2020 draft. Fair enough.
Yeah. All them dudes that's like good now are on their second contract. You talking about people on their first contract, essentially, is who you would pick. They pick Pickett over the likes of Bailey Zapp and Desmond Ridder.
I think the Steelers have had an opportune time.
Well, the Steelers messed up is not the draft. It's they should have gotten Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger should have retired sooner. They should have.
That's the other part and that's kind of like Matt Stafford to a lesser degree because he's getting you so close. But let's be real. Every year, I mean, the man did not have a camp at all.
Yeah, but they also made the NFC Championship game,
but you have to understand. Like, you're right. He played well enough.
To him, they lost because of McVay. Ben Roethlisberger was ass. MVP.
I agree with that, but you also have to know the man. If he's not going to have any camp, then we need another quarterback because the man.
I agree, but what quarterback you gonna get? You want to draft Kenny Pickett? Because everybody else going back to school.
Who isn't? I mean, you need a.
In 23, they passed on Will Levis and Hendon Hooker. Like what we doing? CJ Stroud was the number 2 pick. Like, we ain't gonna trade up.
Oh, Bryce, CJ Bryce,
the number 1 pick.
Oh, you're right. You also have to be bad enough. That is the conundrum about quarterback specifically. Is it's very difficult to find. Like, there, outside of Dak Prescott, there ain't the most third-round quarterbacks available. So you're right. You're right. You got to be bad to get one.
They stuck. They're going to have to be terrible this year. They trying to make it to 2027. Yeah, 2027.
It's a valid point. Hey, that's the reason you have a podcast. You talk these things through and you figure out, you know what? I don't know everything.
Mike Tomlin was winning. MacGyver went out there winning with paper clips and gum, creating a bomb.
Mike Tomlin said, boy, I'm done. I'm done with y'all.
What's other stuff? Davis Webb promoted to. So let's talk about the Broncos real quick. Broncos, Sean Payton fired his offensive coordinator after they lost the AFC Championship game with Jarrett Stidham as the quarterback because your quarterback broke his ankle and Jarrett Stidham hasn't played in 2 years. and you fired your offensive coordinator after you, Mr. Play Caller Sean Payton, made a lot of erroneous decisions. It wasn't really Joe Lombardi's fault.
I think he was just sick of Joe Lombardi. I think I said that last week. I don't think that this firing had anything to do with this game. And I think now it even makes more sense that he's probably like, I'm ready for you to go. And I know who I want to replace you. It's that guy.
Who was the quarterback's coach or something like
correct.
that? Davis Webb?
Correct.
Cool. Fine. If that's what you think, Sean Payton. That seems like instability and trust to me. And then before doing that, he exposes Bo Nix's medical records.
I gotta see a video of that before I confirm that, because
no, it's been on ESPN, bro. I'm not confirming that. That's been on ESPN. Bo Nix made a response and said, hey, he really should not be talking about that. He doesn't really know what he's talking about.
If he said that, Bo Nix, you need to take him out back and slap him. Because that's like I think that's a HIPAA violation. That's just a human violation in general,
Rattler,
bro.
George Travis, Joe Milton. Jesus. Yeah, Pittsburgh stuff.
Now I believe in Spencer Rattler and Jalen Milroe. What happened to him?
Seattle. He about to win the Super Bowl.
He's on fire.
But yeah, Sean Payton.
Hold on. I want to be clear. Bo Nix did not appreciate Sean Payton revealing his medical information. Sean Payton, you a hoe. I ain't got no answer for that.
Y'all know how I feel. Fuck Sean Payton. No bleeping out nothing. Fuck
and
him.
Why would you do that to you? Got a guy who's doing. Bo Nix is doing everything that you ask him. He is the best soldier in this. And like, he's making you look like the evil genius that you really believe that you are. And the only thing you got to do is just
shut the fuck up. That's right. All you got to do is just shut the season over with. All you got to do is just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You decided to say all of this, Sean Payton, because your ego is the reason that you cannot flourish past that one Katrina Bowl. That's the only reason. You suck.
I ain't got no answer for
You're
that.
Terrible.
That's the like, I don't even understand why you would sabotage the guy who's looks to be listening and doing everything that you ask of him.
Everything. And he's your guy. You picked him over other quarterbacks and said, no, Bo Nix is my guy. And then you talk about his medical records. How do you not know that that's a violation? That's HIPAA. You can get sued, bro.
They ain't gonna take one practice when he ain't looking. I see you too, brother.
The Ravens hire former Dolphins defensive coordinator Anthony Reaver as their defensive coordinator now. That was a pretty good hire. I think they have Mentor, who is their head coach, new head coach.
Mentor's a defensive coach too, huh?
Yep. This is Ravens mentality. Defensive guy.
Bro, like, don't make this so easy. Like, I want to be clear. I love podcasting. This is my therapy. It's one of my favorite things to do. I learn about and more than anything, I learn about myself. I've gotten way more okay with being wrong about things than ever before. I try to tell other people I be wrong all the time. I do. You have a ton of opinions, you are surely to be wrong a ton of the time. With that being said, though, I hate when y'all just make it easy for me and just say, oh, no, Chris, all we want to do is prove you to be right. And y'all are doing a pretty good job of it.
Baltimore.
I'll be crystal clear, Baltimore. You take a defensive coach, and then you hire an excellent defensive coordinator. What are y'all gonna do about the passing game? Y'all
Who's the
sign.
offensive coordinator? Or do they not have one yet?
I don't know, man.
Who? Declan Doyle?
Declan Doyle.
29. He is a fast rising coach and offensive strategist who helped the Chicago Bears offense reach new heights. While head coach Ben Johnson called the plays, Doyle was his offensive coordinator and instrumental in developing the unit's scheme and game plans. It's a promotion for Doyle as he would assume play calling duties. Baltimore, I hope this works out for you.
I don't.
But let me tell you, somebody who just got off a coordinator who was up under a kingmaker, and we assume that Ben Johnson is on his way to kingmaker status, who calls the plays. We just got off Zach Robinson, who was under Sean McVay, who is the Norwood appointed kingmaker.
Wait, stop. You don't think that he's a kingmaker? Say yes or no.
Yes, but you coined the phrase.
Oh, there's a difference between appointed and coined the phrase.
Norwood coined phrase kingmaker. So,
because we all assume him to be a kingmaker here. I just don't want to be left out by myself on that.
So, with that being said, made me lose my train of thought. Oh yeah, with the kingmaker, we had Zach Robinson, who was the offensive coordinator, or was the whatever he was over there, and then he came over and started calling plays, and we saw that he was ass at calling plays. It's a risk getting an offensive coordinator that comes up under an offensive guru who has never called plays before. That's extremely, extremely risky. Baltimore does not have time to be risky. And that's crazy. He's 29. Because if he's good, then he's going to get hired fast.
He was in college in 2015.
Yeah.
I hate to say this, but I blame Lamar. You're not standing up for yourself and letting them to bring in the guy who's unproven. I'm not doing that. I'm an MVP quarterback every year. I can't seem to get up. They're the same age if I remember correctly now, because I remember seeing something about them saying that. Lamar Jackson.
29. Yes.
What is he coaching me for? He gonna tell me more about the quarterback position than me?
Yes.
Come on, man. And he didn't play football nowhere.
That's
no.
Hey man, I'm not going I hope it works out for you, Baltimore.
And really, this is what it is. His dad was a strength coach at Iowa. Yeah. Doyle is the son of former Iowa football strength and conditioning coach Chris Doyle. He is now the Jacksonville Jaguars director of sport performance.
Did he get fired for being a little schism?
That is funny that you bring that up. Accusations of racism and bullying multiple former Iowa players.
Hold on, Baltimore.
Clip it up. Hey, Josh, to be bad. I did not mean to do this. This was an accident. I was just reading, that's what we do here. We read and report. And report and read.
Baltimore, Murderland, Baltimore, do. Y'all one of the blackest cities in America. Black mayor, black senator, black governor.
Hey, don't you bring your daddy. You should bring your daddy to the
hired the
facility.
son of a sism from Iowa.
And all I can think of is the Stavi. You know what? I like that Lamar Jackson kid, but I tell you who I really like is Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
He's just got a different type of character about himself. Yeah. Lamar Jackson, great football player, but I'm gonna tell you,
John Harbaugh, who likes Trump, and y'all bring in Sism's son. Now I will say, most of the time when the parents got a little Sism, the kids be like,
it's time for me to finish mine.
The kids be 180. If he was a daughter, he'd probably have,
ladies and gentlemen, Kev, what are you doing? You just gonna let this? We have come to the end of our drinks and the end of the show.
I'm like, the Sism leads into the other Sism that's in the NFL with no black coaches hired. None. The Sism is there. No, we got to talk about that. You got Sism from Iowa and Baltimore. And for some reason, 0 black coaches were hired in a company that employs 75% black people.
I ain't got no answer. And I do have an answer. And the answer's always been the same. There are only white owners. The owners hire the people that they're most comfortable with. I mean, even though Arthur Blank is a different situation, I think before any interview, it was Harbaugh, then Stefanski. Now, I have to give him credit because he honored a friendship and a working relationship with a black man before and hired him, and that didn't work. But who, Raheem?
Yeah, that was a Terry Fontenot.
Well, then that's the reason Terry got fired. I didn't know that part, but yeah, that will do it. But it's just I think that Arthur Blank knew going into it. It's tricky because in this piece, it's not racism, but the only two guys who had the opportunity to have that job were going to be white. It was either going to be Stefanski or it's going to be Harbaugh. But I think that is also a lot of how the majority of the NFL operates is I'm making a decision on a guy. I know who I want when I replace this guy, especially Arthur Blank, who I think in his head months ago fired Terry Fontenot and Raheem Morris. And I think a lot of people are doing that. Well, these are the guys who I want.
I ain't giving no bail. Fuck all of that. Y'all are crazy to not hire any black coaches, bro. None.
That is
why. And then y'all have built in the racism. So it's like we got to have the Rooney Rule, right? But the Rooney Rule, all that does is just excuse the racism. Hey, I interviewed these black dudes. Now I'm going to go ahead and hire this white man, right?
I wasted your time.
I wasted everybody's time. And then how many black offensive coordinators do you see?
Oh, no, that ain't the smart guy position. They only be black.
So you don't see any black offensive coordinators. What did we always say that coaches hire, that organizations hire when they want to have long-term coaches? Offensive coordinators.
Right.
Why do all black coaches crap out at defensive coordinator?
They'll never have enough.
The system is built in. Yeah. The system is built in. Even when you have a black offensive coordinator, a black Super Bowl winning offensive coordinator, Byron Leftwich, we don't even know where he is. We don't even know where he couldn't even get a coach.
And he found him like Waldo. And I mean Eric Bieniemy. If Eric Bieniemy was a white man with that much success, I don't care. He would have gotten fired. At minimum, he would have said, you know what? We'll give him a chance. He's feisty.
Even past that, even the black coaches that you give a chance to, how many black coaches get hired twice? I know Todd Bowles.
Raheem
wasn't a head coach hired. He was an interim. He was an interim. And then they brought in Arthur Smith. Or yeah. So no. It's always the same. Arthur Smith is at Arthur Smith. Lovey Smith. There you go. Lovey's one. And why do black coaches always got to get the cleanup jobs? This your place.
Oh, you know how that goes. Oh, in March 2025, Byron Leftwich was the assistant coach for the Colorado Buffaloes.
Why? Josh McDaniels went to the Raiders and was ass, and then went back to the Patriots.
That be the part. How did Zach Robinson get another job before Byron Leftwich got his first one?
That's crazy. It's overt at this point. And then when you talk about ownership, the ownership has to approve any new owners. I'm sure there's multiple black billionaires that have said they want to express wanting to own teams. You think they've been?
You gonna get a new team? They're not interested in that.
This is at this point.
You see them just rework that $1 billion rework of the TV deal? I'm not adding teams to split my money.
It's wild. Not with blacks. We ain't gonna let y'all be head coaches.
Well, I'm not splitting. First of all, these people not splitting the money with nobody. And blacks, you thought. You know who I split this money with? I'll pay a couple of these guys, but like split it, like no, I'm not doing that.
This is it's the overt disrespect is wild. The glass ceilings you thought you shattered, they just moved, right? They said, okay, well, this is now offensive league, and we're gonna get the offensive guys. So now you're not getting. If it were a defensive league, you would have had to hire the defensive dudes because all the black dudes are defensive gurus, right? You keep reusing and recycling all these old ass white dudes as coaches. Now these old ass white dudes as coaches are also old, retired, and now you bringing in their sons. Clint Kubiak is another Kubiak. Shanahan is second generation. We can't even get first generation black head coaches.
That's the part that I don't understand is these guys. Why do people like Cliff Kingsbury
has done jack shit
his entire life? He's never actually been like a dominant football coach at any level, anywhere, but he is consistently brought up in the conversation of, you know who the one guy who we have that consistently gets brought up in this conversation? And out of all the people, it is most ironic that it's him. Multiracial McDaniel. The only guy who makes sure that he lets you know that I am not black.
I'm about to say, who denies that he's even.
He is the only guy who people offensively respect and say, hey, I'll have a conversation with that guy. And he is the guy who does his absolute best to let you know that every turn, I'm not black. I think that's a great place to end the show.
And he's super black. His daddy killed him.
Oh, all right.
Make sure I say that right. But I think it's right. What's his name? Mike McDaniel.
Mike McDaniel.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. 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 Yeah.
James McDaniel. J Matt. Ain't no way, J Matt.
The first thing they said is the truth about Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
Look how they phrased that. They phrased that like he's, come on, man. Come on, man.
But he's the only person who gets called. I don't know what to say. But with that being said, thank you guys for rocking with us again on another fantastic Monday Night Raw. We have covered basketball and we have covered football because that's it. The Super Bowl is on the way. We will pick on Saturday, maybe we probably just gonna pick them and post it. Let's be real here. We're not gonna have Saturday morning live for one singular football game. I'm gonna enjoy my bed on a Saturday morning. Me and Reggie will post our picks. I know who I'm gonna pick. Do you know who you gonna
They're
pick?
definitely doing the paper bag test in 2026.
Wait. Do you know who you're picking for the Super Bowl?
Yeah. I gotta wait to see, make sure there's no wild injuries or nothing. But yeah, I do. If
Okay,
there's no
on
injuries,
on three, we're gonna say it. 1, 2, 3. Seattle Seahawks. Okay, then. All right, done. We are both picking Seattle minus somebody leg falling off. And if it ain't Jackson Smith and Jigba,
we here now. Fuck them. Boston, one of the most racist cities in there. It's a lot of schism. Fuck them all. Fuck them.
But with that being said, me and Red, there will be no Saturday morning live. I'm gonna lay in my bed. I mean, Saturday, yeah.
Yes, we did. Sneaky in the mic check.
Yes. Please go back and listen to Mike Check. Great basketball conversation there. We cover a ton of stuff. Good conversation. When we come back next week, it will be Super Bowl and basketball trade deadline stuff. Hopefully this thing gets hot soon. We get some moves. I think that there are teams that should make moves, or otherwise you're resigned to losing this season. OKC being more reasonable, I think that you guys should get back in the mix. With that being said, number one, more Black baseball. Also, baseball fans, y'all prepare your hearts and minds for a lockout. It's scary out there. Number 2, shout out to KF. Big money in the back. What up, though? Number 3, the Historically Black College University, the one that you went to, your auntie went to, your cousin went to, the person who used to laugh at Kiki in the back of church. Send some money over there. Please support HBCUs and please stop locking up coaches. Number 2, the Historically Black College University in your neighborhood, the one you go to for homecoming, step shows, to eat up all the chicken, drink up all the liquor. Y'all be line dancing and doing all of that. Send some money over there if you're going to be over there all the time. That's the least you could do. And then finally, the greatest learning institution in all the world, the one that gave me a degree, gave Reggie a degree, gave Kevin a degree. We asked for $18.68 on behalf of the year that the university was founded. Or the Lord loves a cheerful giver. Give more. Give what you can. Outside of that, adios, mi amigos. God is love. Adios, arrivederci. Y'all be safe. When we come back, the trade deadline will have passed.
Real quick, Justin Fields was invited to the Pro Bowl and he just turned it down.
I 1,000% agree. I don't belong here. What y'all want me here for? So I could be a joke. I'm trying to get a job.
In the schism. Peace.
In the schism.